one time.
We didn't threaten everybody. We just let it be known.
Like one time, and we're never going to live it now.
Yeah. We just let everybody know, like, hey, fuck around and find out.
That's right.
Don't fuck around on Tuesdays. That's when we do podcasts. All right. Oh, boy.
You might as well put like you need like a bat signal or something.
It's like a do not disturb, like a big ass do not disturb.
You know how they have
sign.
those like in session or recording.
Oh yeah. On air.
Put one of those somewhere around.
On air. Just have like a big, like one of those projector lights that shines on people's house for like Christmas and shit. It just says on air on my house.
Yeah, there you go.
People will be like, what the fuck does that even mean? On air.
That's a weird Christmas light.
It's a weird Christmas light.
And he leaves it up year round.
Yeah, it's like June, man. What are you talking about?
At least right now you can get away with it a little bit.
Yeah. People are like, I think eventually it would just get vandalized.
Probably.
Just make everybody rip it out of
Unless
their
you can put it on the
off
roof.
air, bitch. Stupid.
Now you're not on air anymore.
I just think he's high.
You're on air, I'm on weed. What do you want? Meth!
Just get a bunch of random
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
people running around here.
You're on air, I'm on crack!
Sprinkle a little crack on him.
Kind of reminds me when we were talking about Mad Max. Remember we were talking about people that bought that silver spray?
yeah. Witness me!
Witness me.
Little naked guy running around
Just
your
run
backyard.
run around the streets like, witness me! And start doing that.
Because it was
what the fuck?
it was that baking spray paint that they
Yeah.
sold out of right
Yeah.
after Mad Max came out. Everybody was buying that silver spray paint.
Yeah,
We should get some.
we should.
Just run through the streets.
Witness me! We could do that for Halloween.
That's what we should have done.
We should have.
I don't care what he says. The War Boys are awesome. Anyway, welcome back. We're the
Hi.
Bonsai Movie Crew. Check out the socials down there in the description, all that good stuff. Hey, look, Madison turned into a man. No, I'm just kidding. Madison's not feeling well, so Jeremiah said he'd fill in. He loves it. He doesn't get to sit by his wife today. He gets to hold my hand today.
It's like musical chairs.
Filled in for me last week. I guess filled in for Madison.
Right. He's like, fuck, this is a good month for me.
When am I going to be added to the chat?
Oh, yeah, right. I know. I had to text earlier, like, hey, can you ask Jeremiah if he wants to fill in?
See, if I was on there, you could have just been, hey,
I know.
you wanna fill in.
It's kind of what I thought. She's like, Jeremiah might as well be in this fucking chat. Like, she's probably like, you're not officially part of the podcast, though. So
No,
you can't be
I told
part
him.
of it.
I told him that I didn't know why he wasn't on there.
I don't know either.
don't care.
I don't care either.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll add you real quick while it's on everybody's mind.
It's definitely on his mind.
I was just curious.
He's like,
But
why
you
the
coulda
fuck
just
ain't
asked
part of the
me.
chat?
Could have just asked me.
Yeah. What the fuck, man?
He's like juror number 13. He's that guy that fill in. In case somebody calls in, he's like, I'm there.
Essentially what it is.
Anyway, welcome back. God damn, got some stuff in my throat. Not what you think.
I hope you ain't getting sick. Everybody's
I'm not
fucking
sick. I'm good. I'm
Dude,
fine.
it's
Eric's
going-
apparently sick. He can keep that shit on that side of the table.
Dude, that shit's going around like wildfire. I'm not kidding.
Jace is
By what he means by going around by like wildfire, he's talking about all that cock he's been sucking.
Hey, you're the one talking about shit in your throat. I want to hear it.
Shit in my throat. I'd rather have shit in my. Well, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Shush.
At least the other stuff's got protein and shit in it.
It's good for your skin.
It's good for everything. It's good for as an antidepressant. So I'm told.
What?
So I'm told.
Okay.
Sitting here like, you know.
They say that semen is a natural antidepressant.
No wonder I'm so happy.
That's why I'm happy every day.
Eric's like, ew.
Come on, man.
Now he's gonna go home and start spanking it, and he's just like, when he shoots in his hand, just swallow it.
Doctor's
No.
orders.
I'd rather go depressed my whole life.
I'm happier, guys, but I feel weird every time I do it. Just doesn't seem
I'm
right.
a lot happier, but it's really weird.
Hey, we've warned you people. This is not a kid-friendly show.
No.
We don't we don't cater to children around here.
No wonder I'm an angry person.
Fuck your kids. That's what I say. If you're not at least like 17, you should not be listening to us. Maybe I'll give you 16.
Mature.
Yeah.
So that's why straight guys are always angry. Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on if they've been snowballed lately.
That's why we're always angry. Explains angry.
Okay, what are you about?
No, like just the way you said that, it sounded so gross.
It's supposed to.
It's fucking nasty.
Talking about
fucking
dudes getting
nasty.
snowballed, like. I mean, unless
Oh my
you're into
God.
that. If you're into
We should
that,
probably.
no shame. I'm not shaming.
We are getting canceled. Like somebody's
You have to be
gonna.
monetized to get canceled.
Yeah, but we're canceled already before we even get big. They're like,
Yeah.
"Dude, we cannot let these." Like, I think that Buzzsprout and YouTube, they're working very hard to make sure that we don't become popular. They're like,
They listen to like a few.
they're like,
no,
oh
don't let them.
no.
Or they're making sure we don't get popular, so we don't get canceled. That they like
Yeah,
us
they're
enough.
looking out for us. Maybe they only
Yeah,
have a
definitely.
few selected cool people can listen, but otherwise it's like.
Now send us out to the masses, man. They need more humor like us.
It's true. In
Bring
today's
back
day
the
and
raunchy
age-
humor, man.
Today's day and age, like people get too pissy about humor.
Yeah.
Like there's very few things when I'm listening to like a comedian. I don't ever think I've ever been like listening to a comedian and been like, "Oh, I'm so offended." Like I've listened to comedians before and been like, "Ooh."
Like, ooh, that's gonna strike some nerves.
Yeah, like
not mine
ooh.
though.
Yeah, like I'm like, "Ooh," but guess what? I'm just going to keep listening.
Yeah.
I may not agree with it but guess what? I'm an
They're
adult.
jokes,
So I can
though.
either go,
They're
"Okay, I don't
jokes.
agree with it," and I roll on, turn it off. I mean, there's a million other things you could do.
There's
other
a
than
couple
try
of
to
them
ruin
that-
somebody's life.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that Crystal don't like to listen to, like that. What's his name? Is it Josh?
There are a couple comedians that like
He
really
just got
like,
he's got a new special that just came out on Netflix. He's like big on like short jokes, but they're usually like, man, I can't remember any of his fucking jokes. He's kind of tall. He's very.
I think if you're a good comedian, you can make a joke out of anything.
well, there's jokes
be
that
honest.
he was telling, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not watching this." There were like some dead baby jokes in there and shit. And I'm like, "Why? They're just jokes." Like it's not like he's out murdering kids or anything.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it, like if people, but she's got the right attitude, right? Like I'm not going to watch it, but she's not going to go out on, social media or whatever and
Right,
blast
yeah.
him either. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like why ruin somebody's life over jokes?
right.
Like it's just fucking jokes.
They're just jokes.
You don't like
They're
to
words.
listen to it. You don't like it. Turn it off.
Yeah, it's like I've always said, you don't like it, don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Just like this. You don't like us, don't listen to us.
It's a free fucking country.
But tell your friends about us, though.
Yeah.
I don't like you,
them,
but I got friends that might like them.
Yeah, you might like them. I don't
Yeah.
like them. You might like them.
Yeah, like if I hear some Christian rock, I don't like Christian rock, but I know people who do, so like, hey, check this shit out. You might like it. Like, what's that band? Skillet? Skillet's Christian.
I like some
yeah,
Skillet.
skillets.
I recommend that to people. Like, everybody who listens to Christian rock already knows who
I don't like all of their songs, but I like
Skillet
a
is.
fair amount.
POD,
but
they're
like,
Christian rock.
well,
Yeah,
like Josh and Jessica's friend, Tyler,
Yeah,
I mean,
did the
he
country.
does country,
yeah.
Christian country, and I recommend that to Crystal's mom. Like, she loves Christian music and country music,
Yeah.
and he's local. Here, check him out. Like, he needs
Yeah.
more support.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
she's like, oh, I'm gonna listen to him. See, that's how you support people.
That's right.
Like, I don't like the music, but I'll support him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if you don't agree or don't like or don't necessarily, I guess, believe in what they're doing or
Mhm.
whatever, but if they're your friend, then you should support them.
Exactly.
Especially
And he's
if
a
it's
nice
important
guy.
to
Why
them.
wouldn't I support him? He's a very positive person.
Well,
I like
especially
that.
if it's important to them.
Yep.
Like, you should support each other.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yep. Anyway, enough life lessons for today.
We always start with something.
How'd
like
we
that.
go from snowballing to
Well, snowballing
be
is a
good
life.
to your neighbors?
Snowballing's a life lesson.
Yeah. Snowball your neighbors.
And then,
It is winter.
and then make them listen to Christian rock.
Throw snowballs is what we're saying.
Yeah,
Not the
definitely.
other stuff.
Yeah.
Snowball your neighbor, and then make them listen to Christian rock.
Do you think
We're
that
going to the
people,
river.
Okay, so do you think there's like a company? I don't want to like go way off subject, but do you think there's a company in Cleveland where like they go in and like steam steam clean like carpets and stuff like that? You think if there is, they would be called the Cleveland Steamers?
No, because of marketing, but I mean, it would be pretty funny.
Yeah, but a lot of people aren't going to know what a Cleveland Steamer is.
Oh, I would beg to differ. I bet people.
Oh,
I bet
sure.
people do like.
Yeah, but
if
those
it were-
people have a good sense of humor though too.
Yeah, but well, maybe, because like
I would. I think that would be hilarious.
I'm just saying, like you've got a lot of like, maybe boomers or like our parents' generation that may not get the joke, but like all of our generation would.
Yes.
So like, even people
That'd
who
be
are
the first
prudes-
place I'd call if I needed my carpets cleaned.
But our generation's also the ones canceling people.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, stop being so offended, you pussies.
Not really our generation.
Okay,
usually
it's the
younger
one right
generation.
below us, but still, like they would get it too. I think.
I don't know who's below us. I know we're millennials. What's below us?
Oh,
the
assholes.
Gen.
Gen-
It's not Gen
is it
Z.
Gen Z?
It's not Gen Z. It is Gen Z. You're
yeah,
right.
it's Gen Z.
What do they call the new kids then?
Alpha,
X or
Gen
whatever.
Alphas,
Gen
What
Alpha
the fuck is that? What
or
is that?
something.
Gen Alpha.
or
I
I don't
think.
remember.
Is there a generation
I quit
beta?
listening to that shit because like I
I don't
don't know
fucking
what I
know.
am. I'm here and
We're millennials.
I know that, but like I don't really want to. That most of them.
What's
suck.
funny is the millennials now are like old. We're
Yeah.
old now.
Yeah.
We're what boomers used to be back when we were teenagers.
81 to 96 is a millennial.
Oh, so that might be millennials and yeah, this doesn't cancel culture bullshit.
Yeah, we did. That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't include. Well, I mean, I have to include myself.
I like
Yeah,
to
we
think
have
I'm
to.
on the
It's the
better half of the millennial side.
Well, yeah, because there are.
I want to
Because we're
say
like
like
the
89. I
earlier
want to
half.
say
Yeah, there's-
89 on.
I would say like
up.
81. 81's where it starts. Like 81 to like 97. I'd say you're probably okay. Wait, what was the range?
96.
96.
Oh, 96. So okay. 81 to.
I would say 81 to like
90?
95
For which one?
for like
Being
the
cool.
better half, or like maybe 91, 92.
That's what I'm saying.
Be
Like
the
I would say
better
like
half
81
of the
to
millennial
90.
generation.
81
Those
to
ones that
90.
came after that, like those like newer millennials, they suck.
Well, I think like 81 to 90 is probably like the really good era because we had it where you didn't have computers.
Yeah,
You didn't have any of that stuff.
we had to learn that shit.
Yeah, and then it was like, okay, then computers become like we learned all of that stuff. We went from like no technology to all the technology. So we have a very good worldview.
We have a
for
diverse.
both- yeah, we have a diverse.
Like we don't
worldview.
need cell phones, but we realize that they're nice to have.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
And we were the
We're
the-
grateful for the things we have.
Yeah.
we were the
We don't
first
take
generation to
advantage of it.
have cell phones when we started driving and stuff like that. So we have this kind of different but wider worldview, I think, than the millennials on the other side of it that grew up with that technology.
We
Yeah,
could
no
we
shit.
could take the electronic shit and just throw it out the window and not give a shit.
I was like
Well, but I
the
would say-
first of my friends to even have a cell phone, and I had to pay for that shit.
I did
Yeah.
too.
And
But I
out
would
of my
say
own money.
I would say it's kind of like one of those
Same.
deals too, where it's like you have that like the boomers or the generation above us that they'll learn so much technology and then they're like, nah.
Oh,
But I think like we'll be different because we'll be willing to adapt and learn even as we get older. We're not going to have that whole like we might need our kids to help us from time to time, but it isn't going to be like with our parents where it's like, well, click the mouse. Where's the mouse? No, it's on. It's on the screen. Like, what
It's
are you
funny that
talking
you
about?
say that because I actually had to show the 70-year-old at work the other week how to use a flip phone. I was like, really? I was like, these have been out for like 25 or 30 years, man.
Yeah. But see, I think that we have a benefit that they didn't have. We have a benefit that the generation after us doesn't have because we had none and all of it. So I think we'll be able to adapt better than some of the other generations. I think because our parents are struggling with technology because they came into it and they were already adults at that point.
you give a kid nowadays a dial-up phone, and they're.
But that's the thing too, though.
Yeah.
Is kids
Did
nowadays don't really know. Like my kids, they're like dumb whenever it comes to their computers. I'm like, you should know more than me, man. You grew up on this shit. Like I didn't. I had
Yeah.
to learn it all. But I got to go up and like make sure their computers are cleaned up and make sure that all their malware is taken care of. Make sure all their updates
I'd say
are
that's
taken
more
care
of a just I don't give a shit
Yeah,
kind
more
of
of a.
mentality.
That could be too, yeah.
Because like kids don't. They don't care how much you paid for it. They
Dad,
don't
why
care.
is my game lagging? Because you need to update the fucking thing and clean it up.
It
Why
doesn't matter.
why won't this download? Because you don't have any more storage space. It's gone.
Memory.
Gen Z is 96 to 2012, and then anybody after 2012 is Generation Alpha.
Okay.
So,
It's too much.
yeah.
It's too much. We're the coolest generation.
Just be cool.
We're honestly
That's
the
all.
most like don't give a fuck. Let's
We
all
are.
just get along generation. We really are.
Yeah.
Like, whereas, like, the people, like, our parents before us are, like, really hateful. A lot of them are racist. And we had to, like, grow up to unlearn that shit. Like,
Listen, I'll tell you what. I give my mother all the props in the world. She was the first person that taught me you don't judge people.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
she was, like, hardcore about it. I remember her giving a friend of hers an earful over me one time.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that
Yeah.
on my own. My
No,
parents weren't like that. They
oh,
judged everybody. And
My
I'm like,
my mom
Yeah,
was
Mom
the
was-
biggest, like, don't you judge people.
Yep.
People could be the kindest.
Mhm.
And you don't, you know, like,
and
she
that's
did
how
not
I become.
care.
That's how I learned. Like,
Yep.
I've learned that over time. Like, don't judge somebody just because of the way they look or the character. Like, you
Yep.
got to, learn about them. And
yeah, she gave a friend of hers an
Yeah.
earful one time over me.
My grandmother.
Oh God, grandma, grandma, you talk about racist. That's the generation for me and Eric.
she
that
was she wasn't really okay. So she wasn't racist to a point of like she would like hate a person on their
no,
color.
she didn't hate.
She didn't like
she
it.
stereotyped.
Yes,
she didn't
stereotyped,
like.
and she didn't understand.
She didn't like the mixing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't. Yeah, she didn't like any.
That's
of that.
that's how she was.
That bothers me.
Yeah,
My
but she
grandma was the same way.
backwoods Kentucky, though. wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, but my grandma was the same
But
thing, and she's
the
from Ohio.
nicest-
so
the
she was
nicest
old
like,
lady
I don't
you
want
would
no
ever
blacks in my
fucking
family.
meet
Like,
in the
Grandma,
world.
You can't say
The
that.
first time my grandma had
Would
worked
give
in
you the
plumbing
shirt
was
off
when
her
they moved
back.
here.
No matter who you were.
When my grandpa and her
But
moved up here with
That
kids.
was just how she was because that's how she was raised. But like then it came to my mom.
Mom was the exact opposite.
Exact opposite.
Mom would give grandma an earful sometimes too. Like, you
Exactly.
can't talk like that, Mom.
Yep.
Like you can't talk like that. It's
We-
just
I've had
it's
to
just
tell my
hate.
It's
grandma
wrong.
that,
That's
yeah.
hate.
You can't
Yeah.
talk like that.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
then
let's-
grandma was the big Christian, you know.
yeah, that would be. Yeah, that'd be a whole thing.
It's like, Grandma, you're giving all conservatives a really bad name.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's people like you that are doing it.
And
Yeah.
then this is coming from the sweet old lady, you know, grandma, you know.
And your grandma was really nice.
She was so
the
sweet.
sweetest old lady you would ever meet. Give you anyone the shirt off her back, you know, no matter who you
But
were.
no blacks.
no,
Well,
no,
no,
she didn't.
she didn't like-
care.
Yeah, she did.
She wasn't racist like that. It was more so like she was raised a certain way. So like you weren't supposed like black people weren't supposed to marry white people, and like they definitely shouldn't have kids.
Yeah.
And like there was all that kind of stuff going
But
on.
they have
But
the
that-
best looking
but
kids.
they don't.
as far as like
But she was-
as far
she
as a
was kind
person,
and sweet to them.
yeah,
Oh,
as far
don't
as
they?
far as a
They're
person
so
was,
adorable.
yeah, she had no problem with a person.
Yeah,
You know, she had no problems with the black you know, nothing
I'll give
like
her
that.
props there because she wasn't a lot like most
She had no
of the people we
hate
knew
towards a
from Kentucky
person.
that
She
were our
just didn't
family.
like them peeing with the different race.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it was.
That's weird.
Yeah, very.
I'm glad that's not
Very
like that
much.
anymore.
Yeah, no,
But my
it's
mom
fine.
would like get on my grandma's ass over it,
Yeah.
you know, and
I'm glad it's something that I think that generation
it just
are
definitely
really
did not.
unlearning, like-
yeah,
our generation of kids nowadays definitely don't care about color.
No.
or race.
no,
And
And
it's a
that's
good.
awesome. That's
it's
a really good
thing.
That's one thing I'll give it to them for because most of them are idiots. So
No
like
shit.
kids nowadays are dumb, but like
Yeah.
that's one thing I'll say. At least they don't care about that sort of
I've
thing.
got a lot of hope for the generation that we're raising just because I feel like they've got that good balance.
I think so too.
And they're
I
not
agree.
stupid when it comes
Yeah.
to like most of them.
Like
they aren't stupid when it comes
the
to
kids
like,
that we're raising
Yeah, the
now
kids
are
that I
like-
see
they're
in
like,
my
well,
life.
you know, not all of them. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but-
not all of them by any means, but the kids that I see in my life have that good balance of like, you know, you shouldn't hate other people, but like, we're also not cats if we choose to be a cat and use it.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
They're not idiots.
Fucking furries, man.
Well, I mean, or whatever people choose to identify as. Our kids don't like, subscribe to that. So.
All right, so I got
Yeah, okay.
one piece of internet this week.
All right.
It's just, it's a
Am
trailer.
I going to? Okay, it's a trailer. Okay, we'll watch that. I thought it was gonna be something like the cat stuff. I'm like, oh
Cat stuff.
yeah, we were talking about this, and
Oh no. This is all pre.
Sydney's
meditated.
putting in
Yeah.
litter boxes.
oh,
They better not fucking be.
No, could you
I'll pull
imagine?
my kids right out. Like, no,
Uh-huh.
we ain't doing that shit. So they've been doing this whole
we got all mind fucked right there.
well, this Disney thing with the whole Snow White remake and all the live action remake or whatever that
They're
doing.
doing a Snow White one now?
Yeah, you haven't heard about this?
No.
Yeah.
With Rachel Zegler or whatever her name is playing her. First there was a big uproar because she's not white. She's her I don't even know.
It's been going on.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
forever.
You and
Then
I
there
talked.
was,
I thought they canceled it. Or they were.
Well, I think they went back in for reshoots and all kinds of different shit. I know there's been a lot of controversy around it because I know Peter Dinklage had something to do with it. Because
remember? Because he was like,
throwing
I'm
a
rich,
fit.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because like they wanted to bring in actual little people to play the dwarves, but he's like, I'm not doing that because he doesn't want to be cast as anybody who be portrayed as a small person,
perpetuate or whatever. But you know,
it's literally.
But then the dude from wrestling was like, the little dude from wrestling was like, yeah, this dude's killing jobs for people that he's supposed to be out there representing and everything. Which I agree with that, dude. I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up because
that's what I was getting to say.
Jobs are limited for little people. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's good for you that you broke out of that.
Yeah,
good for you.
Right.
But maybe you should be fighting for that instead of saying like, no, they shouldn't play those kind of roles. It's up to them if they want to play those kind of roles.
So they went completely CG.
Like just be an advocate.
Yeah. You guys are gonna see it because I got the trailer and I'm not happy with it.
Well, I don't think anybody is, apparently.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory CG.
No, like they don't look like people CG type of shit.
Are they gonna do a Sonic thing and make them go back and do it right?
No, I don't think so. I doubt it. No, they're too far in at this point.
Okay.
I just don't think she
kingdom
is portraying a very good Snow White.
But the Queen changed everything.
Take him away,
Your Majesty.
And then they put Gal Gadot in there.
Why does her head look weird?
The people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Fair is thy beauty, Majesty.
Her head is small. She's got a long
Lovely
neck.
maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
The Queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
Back to where you want.
Was that the huntsman?
Yeah.
Check this right here doesn't bother me.
No, the CG for the animals.
I don't care.
Yeah,
this looks fine.
That looks great.
That looks great. Mm-hmm. I think it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look that way.
It's supposed to have a little bit of a cartoon feature when she gets into the forest, and that I can get behind.
But the dwarves look ridiculous, man. Like they don't like. They look goofy.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
Yeah, I just don't think they look good at all.
Safe from the Queen.
They look fake as fuck. Like
The Queen
you might as well have just done the whole
from
movie
all
in
of
CG
us.
at this point. You know what I mean?
Your help. It's time to restore our kingdom.
That she's too much
It's
of
something about the backdrop with them and her. It doesn't line up.
The rest of the movie could be CG. I'm fine with that. But the dwarves, I'm like, it just looks so.
Well, I think the dwarves would be okay if it was them and nothing else, like them and then just like the forest and all that. But it's something to do with the way it's all coming together that doesn't look right.
And I think Rachel Zegler is a terrible Snow White. Not because of her color or complexion or anything like that. It's because of her acting. Like, she doesn't act like Snow White. Snow White was very high-pitched and majestic. And, you know, she moved a certain way and swayed. Like, she was just like...
Musical.
And she was very feminine. She wasn't this, like, hero type. You know what I mean? She was supposed to be a damsel in distress. That was the point.
Yeah. All of those old ones were.
But, like, so to bring in Rachel Zegler and say, well, she's the hero. She's the protagonist. But she's not. The prince was. The prince was the hero of the story.
Yeah.
Why can't it be that way? You know, I just don't understand.
Because it's...
I know, it's woke Disney. I get it. But I just wanted you guys' opinion on the trailer. I think it looks like shit. I think the CG backdrop of, like, the forest and all that stuff, everything with the dwarves.
I think it's kind of neat if you have that, because, like, they've done it before where you have that dynamic between... like the human world and then the world that she's shoved into, right? Like you see that in movies before, like, you know, shit, what was that one with Brad Pitt? And nobody liked it, but I liked it.
Cool World.
Cool World? That
yeah.
movie's a shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I
When
love
you get
that
shoved
movie.
into that world that looks nothing like
Yeah.
the real world, right? So that's the first one that came to my head. But
It's
like,
a great movie. Just like
I don't have a
Roger
problem-
Rabbit.
Yeah, Roger
yeah,
Rabbit.
yeah,
Roger
Roger Rabbit.
Rabbit.
I don't have a problem with any of that. Like her being in one world, getting shoved into another, and that other world looking, like a cartoon or whatever.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. But something about their, I think it's their.
It's her in that world with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
It
her
doesn't
standing
look
next to
right.
them. They should have been human along like her.
Well,
Like
and
even
they
if they
didn't
were
give
like
her-
they did like before, they'll just take normal people and shrink them, make them look smaller. Even that would be it'd be okay, I guess. But
It is better than that.
yeah,
They didn't make them look human.
no, not at all. They look goofy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
They look like garden gnomes.
yeah, if they were gonna do all that, they might as well made her look like a cartoon. Also, you know
They
what I
look
mean?
like garden gnomes. That's the
they
problem.
kinda do, yeah.
They look
I
like
just-
walking, talking garden gnomes.
I just think that the movie doesn't look good. But I think it's been in trouble since they announced it anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't think that movie's gonna please anybody except for maybe your woke people. Maybe not even them, honestly.
I
Because
guess.
because those people who are whining about it aren't gonna go watch it. So
Well, I do kind of have a problem with her casting, and I'm not trying to be an asshole or that person, but her description in the story:
it's supposed to be
skin
white
as
snow.
white as snow,
Yeah.
hair as black as a raven. It goes on to you got the hair. I mean, I'm not trying to be that person. All I'm saying is that you can't take a character whose name is literally derivative
Mm-hmm.
of the way that they look, the way that they're described, and then go, yeah, we don't care about that. What we care about is making sure that everybody's included. Well, then, okay, include her in another story?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an asshole. I don't care about it. I don't care about that. But when that is literally the character's defining characteristic,
I know. I agree. I think the movie's going to be a mess, and I think it's going to bomb. I don't think it's going to do well.
it's not, I don't think.
I think it's going to do well. But then again, The Lion King surprised us too, and it made an ass load of money
Yep.
whenever they
The
released
Lion
And they're
King
getting ready
is
to
one
come
of
out with
those,
another
though, that
one.
have a huge
Mufasa.
following.
Yep.
Huge
I don't
following.
want to watch either of them.
I don't care.
I've already seen the live action one. I don't want to watch the Mufasa movie because I don't care. I think the live action Lion King was dumb. It was bland and boring, and
I've never
seen it.
I don't have any gumption to see any of this shit.
it's just
I
a
saw
movie
the
that I'm like,
cartoons, it's
it was a
enough.
movie that I'm like, it was better in cartoon
Yeah.
because they were more animated, and that's what
Yeah.
makes those movies great. You're just taking this movie and taking the color and life out of it by making it live action.
I'm trying to get Kendra to watch Lion King. She's
It's
a big
such a good
she's
cartoon.
a big Disney freak and she has not watched Lion King.
Like
Lion
the
King's good.
cartoon?
Yeah.
That is one of the best Disney movies of all time.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it probably did so well, is because there's so many people that adore.
I went and
Lion
watched
King.
that shit in theaters when I was a kid, and
I
I
know.
cried when Mufasa died.
I know.
I was a sad little bitch when he died.
Pussy. No, I'm just
I don't give a
kidding.
fuck.
I don't care.
You can call
That was
8-year-old
fucking-
me
yeah.
a pussy all you want. 9-year-old, I don't know how old I was. I was a
Yeah.
kid though.
What was that
Anyway,
movie? Fucking was it Littletree or Littlefoot?
Oh, that's Land
oh,
Before Time.
Land Before
Land
Time.
Before Time.
When his
Yeah, that make you cry like a baby.
Yeah, his was a grandfather. Oh man, oh that fucking
Yeah,
made me bawl.
You
like a-
ugly cry when you watch that movie.
Yeah, that was like my first introduction in like death.
It took me 20 years to figure out that Petrie was named from a Petri dish because of DNA and things like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Petri dish. I
Mhm.
was like, oh wow, that's where they got that name.
You a ducky?
Yeah.
Ducky.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's get into our creator profile. It's a good song. It's good.
It's groovy.
It's groovy. Can anybody guess who we're doing this week?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
You are correct, my friend. You want to say that a little louder?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. You think he's got a big Johnson?
Boy, I hope.
I know it doesn't look like him, does it?
No. It looks more like Matt Rife on that side.
Yeah.
It does,
I'm
doesn't it?
sitting.
Yeah, I know. I thought the same. I was looking up his old pictures, like God. Like one in some of the pictures he looks like Matt Rife, and then there's other pictures where he looks like that kid from Percy Jackson.
Kinda.
The main kid from Percy Jackson. I'm like,
I've never seen him.
oh yeah. But yeah, I was like, God damn, what a pretty boy. You know, he's married to a woman like 23 years older than him. That's
30.
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, she's like 30 years
30
old.
She's
years
almost 60. Did I say 60?
She's pretty old, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, but they got a kid together and everything else.
Yeah.
It's cool being an
It's like,
older
hey,
woman.
that's cool, man. Yeah, good for you. He likes older chicks. It's funny because he even mentions that in the movie too. Like, I do like girls my own age. Like, do you though? Because like him going,
Life
like him,
is telling
him
us
staring.
differently.
Yeah, in the movie, I'm like, he's checking out the teacher's tits or whatever, and I'm like, yep, that's up your alley right there. That's about right. I bet that's why she was.
His eyes are very striking.
Who
I
is?
noticed that a lot in the movie.
Oh, he's a handsome dude for
well,
sure.
but his eyes though,
Yeah.
like holy shit! Like when they were showing in like one of the news segments or whatever, and all their friends are like, his friends are like, "Oh, kick ass," blah blah blah. It's like you don't know who that is,
Right? Yeah.
You don't know.
The biggest thing for me was Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
He can't stand him.
I'm like, dude, how do you miss that? Like, how do you that kid is very distinct. Like, you don't like him? Why?
I've always hated his voice.
I
You cannot stand his voice. It's funnier as shit.
Rewatching it was a lot less irritating than when I first seen it. I think I've seen this. I think
This would be the third
I
time.
probably
for
brought
me.
his fucking number down from the movie, like just because he's in this and his stupid voice.
I mean, I knew he was in it. I'm not gonna hate. I guess it's going back to.
Hey, don't feel bad. I would ding a movie for having Drew Barrymore in it.
Here we go. Don't egg it on.
Anywho. what was it we were watching? I told him he needed to watch the first like 10 minutes of it.
Smile 2.
Is it Smile 2?
She was in
Was
Smile
it?
2.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, because her Drew show was on
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
So have him sit through like 10 minutes of
Yeah.
this, and then you can just turn it
Now
off.
we watched the whole movie, and I'm like, fucking Drew Barrymore.
But yeah, no, I guess it's all going back to like Superbad. And you know, that whole McLovin thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
It was.
I've
I
definitely-
thought it was
I've-
hilarious.
Dude,
McLovin.
I've always.
when I
like,
first started working at Holloway, me and him would always talk about McLovin working at Holloway.
What's funny is he was my second choice for creator profile, and I didn't go with him because I'm like, he might come up again, but Aaron Taylor Johnson might not. He's pretty big right now because he's got that Kraven the Hunter movie coming out.
Yeah, he
you know,
does.
So. And he's got he's got a pretty good portfolio. Hell, he's played 3 different superheroes.
Yeah.
You know, well,
He was the first one to bring
2.
Quicksilver to the screen.
well, he played him in Silver Quicksilver, and now he's playing Kraven the Hunter.
Okay.
He didn't play anything in DC, did he?
No.
I don't think he has.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he
No,
has.
because the last superhero movie, I think it was Age of Ultron. That's where they killed him off.
Yeah, they killed Quicksilver.
Was it an Age of Ultron?
Age of Ultron, yeah.
I think it was. I think you're right. I think it was.
Yeah, because they ended up going up that. I don't remember what it was. It was a building?
Yeah,
or
yeah, it
something?
was.
But yeah, I think they were fighting on there. It's been a minute since
He
I've
died
seen
on
it,
the
but-
street because he got gunned down because he saved Clint Barton or whatever. Which, why? Like, it's fucking whatever his name is, Hawkeye.
Okay.
Nobody cares about Hawkeye.
I kind of like him.
James Gunn's DCU kicks off on Thursday.
Yeah, he's supposed to be launching that show, that cartoon, and
DC Commandos, I think.
yeah, the command or
Something Commandos.
something Commandos. Fuck, Monster Commandos, something like I don't
Maybe.
know. Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos.
Yeah. What? That doesn't work.
Every time you press something, it goes off of there. It crosses off.
What
You
the
took
fuck?
one of my bumps.
Uh-oh.
You took away my bumps.
Are they not on here?
It crosses off. He just pressed 1 and then it crossed off.
File not
Groovy's
found.
crossed off.
What the fuck? We didn't test these before we started.
We did not.
Well, it looks like we ain't got no bumps today, boys.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Well,
Okay.
the number 17 is the one that matters the most.
It's true, yeah.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Messing with stuff.
Hold on, let me see what. Oh,
Put that cookie.
Nope, that's where it stops. 11.
Anything above 11 is a no-go.
I'm sure the files are still on here. They just might not be For some reason, it wasn't on. I don't know. I had to fix some shit earlier.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I got 17. That's all that matters.
All right. Anyway, I'll read him, and then you want to read the movie.
I'd rather read him
Okay.
because I got all this stuff to read up towards the end.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what movie. He's been in
Okay.
a bunch of shit.
By the age of 12, Aaron Taylor Johnson had already appeared on stage, television, and in feature films. Born in Homer Green, Buckinghamshire, England, he attended the Jackie Palmer Stage School in High Wycombe, Buckinghamshire, England.
Buckinghamshire.
Between 1996 and 2008. There he was tutored in jazz, tap singing, acrobatics, and drama. Aaron began acting at the age of 6 with his first role as the son of Macduff in Macbeth, followed by a role in Arthur Miller's play All My Sons. He made his television debut in the British series Armadillo, playing young Lorimer Black, the younger version of the lead character. By 2004, Aaron played a regular role in the BBC TV series Featherboy, an adaptation from a novel of the same name. In 2007, he played a recurring character in the series Talk to Me, followed by a lead role in the series Nearly Famous. At 12, Aaron made his big screen debut with the title role in Tom and Thomas. He landed another starring role in The Thief Lord, based on the book by Cornelia Fionke. In 2006, Aaron was cast in the major motion picture The Illusionist as the young Eisenheim in various flashbacks recalled by his older self, played by Edward Norton. 2 years later, he snagged the role as a heartthrob in British teen comedy Angus, Thongs, and Perfect Snogging. Just 1 year later, he had the chance to play the role of a lifetime as John Lennon in the 2009 biopic Nowhere Boy.
What the fuck is snogging?
I don't know.
Boinking? I don't know.
That's
That's what it
it
sounds like to
isn't-
me.
It's like thongs and snogging.
Well,
That's what it sounded like.
There we go, I got it.
I don't know, it's been acting up lately.
Okay. Not just me then. His performance in the film earned him a British Independent Film Award nomination. Next, Aaron starred in Kick-Ass opposite Nicolas Cage as a high school student who decides to become a superhero. Followed by the 2011 historical film Albert Nobbs, the film for which Glenn Close earned a Best Actress Oscar nomination, and Oliver Stone's Savages. He also played the role of Count Vernovsky in the film adaptation of Anna Karenina. Sure. Starred in the superhero action comedy Kick-Ass 2, and appeared in Godzilla and the Avengers of Age of Ultron. In 2016, Aaron earned widespread acclaim for his unsettling role in Tom Ford's dark drama Nocturnal Animals with Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a really good fucking movie. How did I not know he was in that?
And what, Savages?
Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah, I think you told me to watch it.
That was a really good movie. He played Ray Marcus in the Oscar-nominated film for his stellar work won a Best Supporting Actor Golden Globe. His later projects include The Wall opposite John Cena and starred in Outlaw King, which was the TIFF opening night gala in 2018. He also collaborated with his wife, Sam Taylor Johnson, on A Million Little Pieces, which they co-wrote and directed by Sam. And Christopher Nolan's highly anticipated Tenet, an espionage thriller based on the concept of time inversion, he starred alongside John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debicki, and Kenneth Branagh. He played a supporting role in David Leitch's action comedy Bullet Train, starring Brad Pitt, then worked with Leitch again in the action comedy The Fall Guy, playing a movie star whose stunt guy is Ryan Gosling. How did I not see him in that? I have not. Apparently I've seen a lot more than
You watched Fall Guy?
Yeah, I watched Fall Guy. No. No.
I was gonna say.
No, I'm thinking of The Nice Guys. Never mind.
I watched Fall Guy. I remember
I
it.
haven't watched that one. No, I was thinking of The Nice Guys.
I was gonna say, you
Aaron-
watched it without me?
No. Aaron is currently married to his Nowhere Boy director, Sam Taylor Wood, despite a 23-year age gap. Their first daughter...
So let me get this straight. He took her last name and she didn't take his?
No, she took it. It's up here. Sam Taylor Johnson. Sam Taylor Wood was her original name.
Oh, Sam Taylor Johnson? Okay.
Yeah.
So they both just took each other's names. That's weird.
Yeah.
Actors.
No, Johnson's his name. Hers was
Yeah.
Wood.
The Taylor.
Taylor
Oh, the
is hers.
Taylor?
Taylor's hers.
Oh, gotcha. Why does it say Wood?
Because that was probably...
It says Sam Taylor Wood.
Yeah, Sam Taylor.
Maybe she was married before, and it was.
No, there's
Wood.
no dash. It's Sam Taylor Wood. So he
I-
took her middle name?
I don't know. No, because his middle name is Perry.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
is
it's
that-
hyphenated, so it'd be
No,
like.
I get that. I'm just saying that her last name is Wood. So if they were going to hyphenate their last names, it would be
Aaron
Wood Johnson or Johnson Wood.
I have no idea.
Johnson.
Weird.
Johnson.
Wood.
Their first daughter.
Johnson Wood. That's why he didn't take it. Nah, we can't do that.
No, or could you? Their first daughter, Wilda Ray, was born on July 7th, 2010, and their second daughter, Romy Hero, was born on January 18th, 2012. Aaron is also a stepfather to Wood's two older daughters, Angelica and
Who
Jessie.
are probably his age.
Probably.
You know what? You can't blame mom, though. I mean...
No, fuck no.
Dude, if
She's a fucking
if
hero
I was
in my
60 and
in my
some
book.
dude looked like that, was
Yeah.
interested, I'd be like,
She looked like a bird.
I
She's
know.
not that attractive,
No,
to be
she's-
honest with you.
I mean, he likes her. That's all. that
Yeah,
matters.
yeah, whatever, dude.
I mean,
More
good
power
for
to
her. Is
Yeah,
all
good
I'm
for
saying.
you. She's Poland, you know what I mean? So,
If I was 60 and had some dude that looked like that asking me out
Yeah.
on a date, I wouldn't say no.
so he's also going to be
I mean,
in the
unless I
new,
was still married.
he's also going to be in the new Nosferatu movie. coming
Yeah, I
out,
heard about
so
that.
I'm kind of interested in watching that one.
I'm very interested in that.
Listen, I just have to go on record here and say that I didn't care for the original Nosferatu.
So this one can't be that bad.
Well, no, it had nothing to do with production value or anything like that, or it being a silent film or anything.
Yeah.
It's simply that they had to be sued before they would admit, oh yeah, this is Dracula.
Yeah.
You can't take the exact same story and then the only thing you did was make him look like a real vampire.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I'm
But
interested
I
in
do
it,
want to
though.
see it.
I
do
am
wanna see
interested
it.
in it just for the simple fact that it's being directed by Robert Eggers.
No, I think that they've
I like
got a
that
great.
guy.
I think they've got a great movie. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that it's
Nicholas
gonna be
Hoult,
good.
Bill Skarsgård,
Mhm.
Aaron
Yeah.
Taylor
Mhm.
Johnson,
Mhm.
fucking Willem Dafoe,
Fucking Willem Dafoe.
Emma Corrin. She was in the new Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
She was the main bad guy.
Yeah.
She was also in Murder at the End of the World, which is actually a really good series.
I've heard. good
She's a
things.
pretty good actress.
Didn't we watch that, or didn't you watch it?
No, that you're thinking of. I don't remember what it's called now. It's the end of the world something. Had that one dude that thought he was a psychopath or something.
Anyway, sorry. Favorite movies.
I don't remember any. I don't remember him in any of the other movies, so it's gonna have to be Kick-Ass.
I would go with Kick-Ass.
I do not. I mean, I know I've seen other stuff with him in it. I just don't remember him in
Bullet Train.
Bullet Train. That was a good movie.
Never seen it.
He was also in Godzilla.
Again, I don't remember him in
Godzilla
it.
was
See,
a really
and that's
good
the
one.
thing. I told her. I said I don't
He was
remember.
you
him.
remember
He was
you got
he was the main
Orange
guy.
and what was
He
the
just
other
had short
dude?
hair. He was the military guy.
Yeah, because I'm
The
sitting here
two-
looking
the
through
two
it, like the
Hitman
King's Man,
the one, the black dude. And the
I don't
white
remember
dude.
him
He's
in
the white
that.
dude that was like
He was in the
beating the
Kingsman?
window.
the King's
to get
Man,
in.
the third one.
Oh, I didn't
Get
watch
on the
third
I
train.
have
one.
to watch it.
He had the knuckle duster. He's breaking the window to get
I'd have
back
to
in on
watch
the
it again,
train.
I think. All right. This is the only movie
that's
I
who he
remember.
was.
Yeah, I
having him
remember
in
him not in Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to go with Kick-Ass also. But Savages was really good though. With him and what's his name? I don't remember the other dude's name. And then I think Blake Lively's in that one too.
I would say Nocturnal Animals, but I don't remember him in that movie, so I can't really say that either.
I've never seen Nocturnal Animals.
It's good. It's really good.
But yeah, I'd probably go with Kick-Ass as being one of my favorite movies. Is that I like the new Godzilla movie.
I haven't seen it.
So
heard
it was
really
the
good
first
things.
one. It's the first one.
Yeah, it's the one that had.
I like him.
What's his name?
They don't
Bryan
take much
Cranston.
to entertain me.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I like the
him.
new
I
ones.
the only one. I haven't seen the new one.
I did see
The
that scene
New
with his
Empire
wife or whatever.
Oh yeah, I
don't
guess
remember.
it also had Elizabeth Olsen in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember how I saw that scene, but I saw that scene.
Yeah, good movie. But I'm gonna have to go with my favorite being Kick-Ass for sure.
You don't remember him?
Uh-uh.
No.
No.
I did like him as Quicksilver though. That was cool, and I hope I hope Kraven the Hunter does well because it looks cool. But you know how them fucking Sony Marvel movies are. They want to try to capitalize on every property that they have of Marvel's, and it's just not working for them, like the Venom movies, which I think are garbage. Everybody likes them, but I'm like, no, they're not good. They're just not good. They should be R-rated movies.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them, but I was never a big Venom fan either, so I don't know what I'm missing.
Venom and Carnage, dude, all the way. Like, Carnage was a psycho killer before he was a psycho killer, so like I love him.
I get that. I don't get on any. If somebody knows more about a comic than me, then who am I to be the guy to be like, well, you're wrong?
Carnage was Curtis Cassidy. He was a serial killer before the symbiote took him over. Cletus, that's what it was. Cletus Cassidy. Yeah. Are you sure it was Cletus?
Cletus Cassidy.
Oh, you're right. I think it is Cletus.
Didn't he use the same name in the movie? Wasn't it Cletus?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's Cletus. Yeah. Cletus Cassidy was his name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jack loves him, so I'll watch the third one because he was so obsessed with 1 and 2. Like, he watched those things like over and over and over and over.
They're funny.
You still gotta watch Terrifier 3.
I watched that. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just adds more to...
Does it explain everything?
Not everything, but it does explain more. But it's nothing, like, spectacular. I told Chris, I was like, I like the second one more.
If they could just keep him being completely mysterious, that'd be great.
His background himself is mysterious. There's still no explanation of him. But, like, what's going on with, like, her and all that stuff, that's being explained. He himself, though, like, I don't want to give anything away. But
no, that's fine. I'll watch it.
But it's nothing, like, revolutionary, you know what I mean? He's pretty much a serial killer who was taken over by...
I think the second one's weak.
He's Freddy Krueger without being Freddy Krueger, kind of.
I'm scared about the third just because if they explain more, that's cool. But, like, again, a movie should stand on its own. I cannot stand that.
Yeah.
If I walk away,
I'm not going into a slasher movie. I don't need all this lore behind my slasher movies.
Well, it's not just that. It's not just that. It's like if I walk away from a movie and I don't understand what the fuck happened, and you're going, well, wait till the next one, you'll get it. No, I don't give a fuck. At that point,
then they're kind of setting it up like, when is this supposed to end? Then, like, how long are you going to drag this out for? Because now we're into the third movie and it still isn't over, and I'm like, huh. Because they've announced the fourth, and I'm like...
The first one was so fucking good. First one was so fucking good.
I think it's cool, as long as it does have ultimately has an ending. As long as it has an ending. That's all I care about, like... But, whatever. I don't want to talk too much about it, because you guys haven't seen it yet.
I don't think they're going to give it an... I think somebody, even if he gives it up, somebody else is going to pick up the mantle.
I don't know. We'll see.
Making too much money, people are too into it.
I know. Anyway,
how they going to end
so, what was your favorite movie? Bullet Train. Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass.
Ass kick.
Ass kick.
They should call him Ass Kick.
They should call him Ass Kick.
Hey, Ass Kick.
All right. Let's go ahead and...
Let's talk about the movie.
All right. Karen, you want to give us that plot synopsis?
Dave Lazuski is an unnoticed high school student and comic book fan who one day decides to become a superhero, even though he has no powers, training, or meaningful reason to do so. Rated R, 1 hour and 57 minutes. Aaron Taylor Johnson as Dave Lazuski / Kick-Ass. Chloe Grace Moretz, Minnie McCready / Hit Girl. Nicolas Cage, Damon McCready / Big Daddy. That's as far as I'm going to go. I mean, Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Those are the big hitters.
Yeah. Would you watch? Would you recommend, Jeremiah?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. What about you, Eric?
Yes and yes.
Karen?
Yep.
And for me, of course, yes and yes. Yes and yes. I'm gonna read this fucking movie. Spoilers ahead, baby. Kick-ass spoilers. Alright, Dave Lazuski, an average teenage, wonders why no one has ever decided to become a real superhero like the ones in the comic books. After being mugged while a bystander watches and does nothing, he decides to become a real-life superhero. He buys a scuba suit on eBay and his...
Scuba Steve!
Yeah, that's what he should have went with.
Scuba Steve.
Scuba kick-ass. costume and becomes a masked crime fighter, despite the fact he has no superpowers or training of any kind. So, the one thing I love about this movie is that it shows what would happen if you tried to become a superhero and
So
fight
cringy.
crime. And no, it makes sense though, because it's the most realistic outcome of what could happen.
Yeah.
Because the kid wasn't lying when he said you'd be dead in like a day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you'd go out and try
Day
to
one, he
stop
got
some
stabbed
muggers,
and almost died.
you'd get shot
Yeah.
or stabbed.
And
Or
ran
beat
over.
to death, or ran over, or whatever, or even just accidentally killed somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like he tried to jump those 2 buildings.
Yeah.
You're like,
Fell
yeah,
off.
that's a terrible fucking night. Especially since you're wearing fucking work boots,
Right.
You know, like.
And they weren't even fucking tied, were they?
No, but that's comic book accurate. Actually, that's how
Yeah.
he dressed in the comic book. Also,
I think the thing that I really liked about it is, like you said, that realism, and the fact that his entire motivation for doing this is probably as pure as the snow. Like everybody in the comic books or whatever, they've always got some reason, you know, like, oh, they killed my mother.
Yep.
You know, or I've got superpowers and I should use them. With great power comes great responsibility, so I should use it. He literally, the only reason he wants to do it is because he's tired of seeing bad guys do things and good people stand to the side and not do anything.
Yep.
So
That he
even
just
though he
wonders
was-
what it's like to be a superhero.
Well,
he wants
but
to be
I mean,
a
even
comic
though
book
he's
superhero.
scared, he tells people all the time he's terrified, but he does it because
Nobody else.
nobody else is doing anything.
Yeah. It takes some balls.
No
like,
shit.
especially that first interaction. Like, you could only imagine how he felt whenever he saw these 2 guys mugging that, or trying to steal that car. And he's like, this is my,
This is
my-
it.
This is it. But, like, how scared he had to have been to, like, stand up to 2 guys he know can kick his ass and are probably armed. He's like, you know what? This is the right thing to do. And he fights. Don't last very long because he gets stabbed and then hit by a car. But
who's the coward?
the
The person who used a fucking weapon to take him out.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And I love that whole scene where he goes after
was using
those...
a weapon too.
Yeah, but they used a knife.
yeah, he was using a baton. Like, he was just trying to beat him down so that they
He wasn't trying to kill anybody. He just wanted them to stop.
Just saying he was using a weapon too.
Yeah, well, I'd take a baton any day over getting stabbed.
Oh, true.
But I'm just saying, like, and then there was the whole scene where he, like, saved that one guy. And they're like, are you crazy? And he's like, 3 against 1.
Yeah.
Like, and they're acting like he's the idiot or he's the crazy one. It's like...
Yeah, 3 guys laying in.
And you got all these people standing in there in a restaurant watching it happen.
Yeah.
Like, who should be ashamed? It's definitely not him.
Yep. He just looks a little goofy with his suit on, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have picked that, but
Right?
you do you, boo.
I think he literally chose the ugliest thing on the internet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, good God, that thing is ugly.
Like, we tries to add a cape to it.
Yeah.
he didn't like that at
No.
all, though.
Nor should he.
Realizing the seriousness of his situation, Dave wants to quit. He tells Katie he is kick-ass and forgives him for lying about being gay and becomes his girlfriend. They just skipped a whole lot of shit.
Man, that was like skipped almost half the.
Oh wait,
damn
sorry,
movie.
no, that's my bad. I skipped some stuff. I was like, damn.
Oh,
that
man,
like,
I was like, holy shit, I
Like
got
half
some
the
notes
fucking
about this
movie.
stuff.
Sorry, I accidentally scrolled somehow. I don't know. Dave
It was doing that
fails.
to me. Did you just try to scroll a little bit and then it, like, almost took...
No, I didn't do anything. I just clicked back onto the page and it was.
I,
scrolled.
like, scrolled just a little bit and it almost flew off the page.
Dave. Oh, sorry. Okay, so superheroes, no training of any kind. Dave fails miserably. He is beaten, stabbed, and hit by a car. He convinces paramedics to say nothing of his costume and pretends he was brought in naked. He spends several weeks in the hospital where his bones have been repaired with metal plates and nerve damage has diminished his ability to feel pain. Returning to school, Dave finds his longtime crush, Katie
feel that?
Dama, whatever, is surprisingly interested in him. Thinking he is gay, she wants to take care of him. He goes along with this to spend time with her. So, I don't care who you are, but like you got hit by a car and your entire body is like covered in plates. You're fucked up for the rest of your life. You're not running around, jumping from building to building.
You're not walking around.
You're not walking. You're on constant medication. Like your bones. Like I know they say his nerve endings are damaged, but like
he's like in a wheelchair at this point. I mean, you're not walking.
Yeah, if you
around
can't
right
feel
now.
it, I don't think you should. I don't think you're walking really. I don't know how all that works, but it just don't seem right.
It's like that movie Glass.
Yeah.
I think as age has a lot to do with it too.
That could be, yeah.
I mean, think about how fast you used to bounce back when you were in your teens and 20s.
True, yeah.
I mean, you could fall out of bed and then like,
Definitely
it's
walk
good.
around
Now you
metal
sneeze
plates in
wrong,
every bone in your body,
and you're out of commission for a week.
Oh, shit.
So
I sneeze. Whenever I sneeze, it cracks my back. How fucked up is that? It's wild.
And I wanted to say something too about like that microwave scene, that industrial microwave.
Yeah.
They put that dude in there, and they're
What
like,
they think was going to happen?
exactly. That was my thing. Like they put him in there. Like, okay, if the threat isn't going to get him to talk of being put into an industrial microwave, then I don't think he's going to talk.
Yeah.
But you didn't even tell him. You just shoved him in there and pressed the button.
That was like,
and then they were like,
it was like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Like, if
and
you
then
wanna, like fuck with a dude, put it on there for like 5 seconds to where it like barely
fucks with him
gets-
just a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
no,
like, you can see him doing like gestures and shit. Like, he's obviously cooking from the inside.
Right.
That is not even just a regular microwave. That's a monster microwave.
Yeah, that's
like,
what
that
I'm
thing
saying.
is gigantic.
They're standing there like, oh, we didn't know it was going to do that. Are you fucked? Like, what the hell?
Made for a great scene, though.
It did.
Shit was funny as fuck, dude.
Maybe
It was funny.
2 seconds. I think 5 seconds is still too much.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
just
know.
like,
I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean,
don't
long
set
enough-
it for.
Well, okay,
How
but
does
when
this
you
fucking
start,
thing work? And just start pounding numbers,
Yeah,
and then
fuck
hit
it,
start
5
in, like,
minutes.
5 minutes.
but
like,
if you saw the dude was in distress,
Where is my Coke?
yeah,
Like, that
if
was
you saw the dude was in distress, hit stop. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's learned, right? You're probably gonna have to take him to the hospital anyway.
Oh,
but
he's
like, 'cause inside, he ain't good. Is what I'm saying.
He's cooked. He's done.
He's done for.
He
Uh,
dead.
under
dead.
He dead.
Undeterred by his earlier setback, Dave intervenes in a gang fight defending against 3 men using modified nightsticks. A bystander records the event on his phone and also captures Dave dubbing himself Kick-Ass.
So those nightsticks or whatever, they just remind me of those sticks that you use to like
Oh, like they have the little
balancing
stick and you
batons
do-
or whatever?
ones
Yeah.
that you
You had the stick and you had to like flip it around and all
keep
that.
it back.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what
I've
they
seen
remind me
batons
of.
like what he's got, though. I've seen those before.
Mhm.
So,
Mostly in like jujitsu.
yeah, exactly.
They're like martial arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they look like they were rubber, so that's what made me
Well,
think
they were wrapped
that they
in
were
leather, it looked like.
Yeah, that's what made
Yeah.
me think that they were the fucking.
Don't be fooled. They hurt.
Yeah, they fucking hurt. The video becomes a YouTube phenomenon, making Kick-Ass an overnight sensation on MySpace.
Oh man,
Which
Good
really
old
showed this
MySpace.
movie's age. I was like, MySpace.
Old Tom.
I used to know that HTML shit. Like,
You know, I remember what the video was that I had on my MySpace. It was the good old Will Ferrell Pearl landlord.
oh, mine used to be decked out with corn. Yeah, corn was everywhere.
Mine was
my
Pearl the
MySpace.
landlord. That was my video.
Pearl the landlord.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. It started as you scrolled down on your page or whatever. God, I miss MySpace. They should bring that shit back. It's way cooler than Facebook.
Yeah.
Way
Call
Much
me
better than
bitch.
Facebook. Like, why did we ditch Facebook? Or why did we ditch MySpace for
That's
Facebook?
what I wondered too. I wondered that after I was like, wait, so you're telling me everybody's going to Facebook over MySpace? I was like, MySpace is way cooler. It's more customizable.
Yeah.
I was like, Facebook is just the same for everybody. Like, how boring. Like, you can't express yourself on Facebook other than through, like, memes and shit talking. Like, I didn't get that. I was
Dude,
like, I love
hate-
MySpace.
I hate Facebook anymore.
We should bring MySpace back. We should bring that shit back. Is it even still a website?
Yeah.
We should start promoting on MySpace for the Bonsai
I don't
Movie
think
Crew.
that that's a thing. I don't think
Karen's
that-
like, I don't want to do that.
No, we need a social media manager. I'm over it. No, I mean, I am getting pretty good on the TikToks though. I'm getting somewhere. Just haven't been able to post one yet. With this thing, yeah, I got like
Is MySpace still a
I got like
thing?
7 of these things ready to go.
Is it really? Holy
not like
shit.
it was.
What is this?
That's the new MySpace.
Okay.
Remember Justin
Until I
Timberlake
think
bought
it's-
it.
Who?
Justin Timberlake bought it a few years back.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why would he waste his money?
He sold it again.
I don't even know what this is. This is even like a...
That's a music. It's strictly a music thing now.
Oh, it is? How
I think.
dumb. Okay, whatever. He used to
Yeah,
be,
like
it
I
used to be
said,
cool.
it wasn't like it was.
They should bring it back like it used to be, man. It was awesome back then. Ah, the good old days. Back whenever it was dial-up internet and shit. Dave sets up a MySpace account so people can contact Kick-Ass. While spending time with Katie, she admits that she was being harassed by a drug dealer. He convinces her to ask Kick-Ass for help. He then instigates ending up what?
I just sneezed.
When it comes to that girl, maybe I'm being an asshole, but I think she sucks.
Yeah, that's why he
she
did.
don't have enough character development for her to suck for me.
I saw enough when she wouldn't give him the time of day until she thought he was gay.
Well,
she laughed at him earlier when he thought she was talking to him. She just laughed at him.
She
and then
didn't laugh at him.
Yes, she did.
Just
She laughed
at
at
the fact
him.
that
She laughed at him.
that was teenage girls, though. That was just
She laughed
whatever.
at him. I was a teenage girl, trust me. She laughed at him, and then went over to her girlfriend and started laughing even more. That's not nice.
I guess, yeah.
And then she finds out he's gay, and now she wants to be best friends. So she doesn't have a right to be pissed off.
He didn't care
She
enough
never
to touch
gave
her boobies.
Why? What's the point of being so close to the sun when you can't feel the heat?
Oh, he felt the heat.
Yeah, later. But the whole time that they were friends, and she thought he was gay.
Could you imagine having a sleepover at your
That's what I'm
crush's
saying. Like,
house
how was
on,
not given away at
like
some
and
point?
pretending to be gay? Like, there's no way I could do that. Like,
That's what
I
I'm
don't think I
saying.
could stay here
Nah.
tonight. I gotta go home.
Yeah.
I
But
got gay shit to do at home. So.
Yeah, I got gay shit to do at home. No, it
Yeah, like instant
annoyed me.
boner.
Yeah,
You're
laying in bed next to her, like, yeah.
Or he's in his
Yeah.
underwear and he's putting that tanning stuff on her. You're
There's
telling
no
me
way.
He couldn't even hide a boner in that.
I
so
would
like,
not.
there's no
I
fucking
wouldn't
way.
be able to hide.
Nah.
the butter. Like, I don't think it's a good idea.
She would turn and be like, I thought you were gay. Yeah, no.
Well, your ass looks like a man's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It rubbed me wrong when she laughed at him, and then she's like, "Oh, you're gay. Let's be friends."
It's a miracle.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Maybe I do like girls.
Yeah. It just annoyed me. I don't like her character just for that one reason.
Right.
It made her seem, and that's the sad part too, is that like later she seems like such a good person and such a sweet person. If they hadn't given her that arc at the beginning, like
She'd have been like legitimately likable.
she would have been
Yeah.
legitimately likable, just like how they have those girls in movies like this sometimes.
It doesn't take long for her to redeem herself. I mean, she does
But then you're always
she
gonna be
doesn't even,
questioning why.
She doesn't even hate him though for like admitting that he was like not gay and all that stuff.
She
She's pretty
shouldn't-
much like, you want to spend the night?
She
He's like, you mean like sleepover? She's like, no.
She couldn't, because that was her fault. First of all,
For
but second of all, if she does hate him, even if she hated him for a second, wouldn't you, as Dave, wouldn't you always be wondering, did she forgive me because she really wanted to forgive me, or was she forgiving me because I'm kick-ass?
Well, she didn't like the fact that he was kick-ass.
Later,
Like,
but
she
at
wanted him to
first-
stop doing that shit.
right? Later, but at first, that's how he was revealed to her.
Yeah. But I think that
I mean, later maybe there was like this whole great development for her, but they didn't show that. They only
Right.
showed this thing at the very beginning, and then
I mean, I'm not going to defend her because I don't give a shit.
she
She's
just rubbed me wrong.
She's not even as cool as
They
his
should have done her.
friends, so-
They did her dirty. I feel like in the beginning.
yeah. I know the only place I'd ever seen that girl on was How I Met Your Mother. She's one of the kids,
Mhm.
one of the main character's kids. So, other than that, I've never seen her in anything else, which is weird because she's a very attractive girl. So
She is. She could just be one of those people that doesn't want to do. She only picks
Whole
certain
lot of-
projects,
right, maybe. Anyway, where is it?
Jeremiah's looking her up like, what else she been in?
She's been in a few things.
All right, so while spending time with Katie and Miss blah blah blah, he then investigates, ending up in an apartment full of violent lowlifes who try to kill him. He is rescued by costumed vigilante hit girl who kills all the attackers and then leaves with her father, Big Daddy. Later, they visit Kick-Ass, having tracked him down by tracing his MySpace account.
Ass kick.
Hit Girl and Big Daddy inform Ass Kick. It says Kick Ass, but I said Ass Kick.
Yeah, you have to throw that out there at least once because that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. that they can work together and they will
Nicolas
keep in
Cage is
I love
laugh.
that he's like definitely bringing in this like Adam West Batman.
You picked up on
thing.
that?
Oh, definitely.
That was what he
It's
was
not-
going
yeah.
for. He hated the Christopher
Christian Bale.
Nolan, Christian Bale Batman with a passion, that gravelly voice and stuff. He couldn't stand it.
Well, that's what Batman was originally. He was a fucking detective.
Exactly.
You know, he didn't walk around in the dark. He was always like in the crime scene.
And you know Nicolas Cage knows his fucking comics and stuff.
Oh, for
so
sure.
like,
Yeah, he's a big
that was
ass
what he was
nerd.
going for.
She was in The Ward.
Yeah, she was. I remember her in
And then
that.
Hot Tub Time Machine the year
Yep.
before that.
Yep. She was in there with Clark Duke, the same guy that was in this too. Yeah.
Hit Girl and Big Daddy inform Kick-Ass that they can work together and that they will keep in contact, believing Kick-Ass to be responsible for numerous deaths within his crew and the theft of his drug money. Local crime syndicate leader Frank D'Amico, orders his men to eliminate him.
I could not take that guy as seriously as a bad guy.
Mark Strong, oh, he was awesome, dude.
He was with that 69 looking scar in his
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
I'd be like,
69.
what did you say? Yeah, I'll get right on
I thought
that.
Mark Strong was one of the best parts of
He
this
really
movie.
is. He's a great bad
He's like-
guy.
he's
He's
like-
perfect.
He's like, I'll give you a fucking high five.
Mhm.
Like, fucking
Yeah.
high five. What's with the fucking high fives?
He was the perfect bad guy for this movie.
Yeah,
for
he was
sure.
great.
Yeah.
He's great. Where was I? Shit. D'Amico's son, Chris, suggests a different approach, posing as a superhero, Red Mist, to entice Kick-Ass into meeting him, gaining his trust and leading him into a trap.
Hey.
He was like not a convincing superhero at all.
No, and here's the other thing. The
Jumps
red
off
mist,
that fucking dump.
Ow, shit.
Ow, that really hurt.
like the red mist, I know what it comes from, but you couldn't think of something better. How about like red revenge or red, I don't know,
What does it come from?
red phantom, red whatever.
What's Red Mist come from?
It's a bomb term.
Oh.
It's the guy who gets blown up. But when you say red mist to me, before me knowing about that, I'm gonna think, you on your period? Like, come up with, that's the name you go with? Red mist.
Been better if it was Green Mist and he just got high all the time.
Anything would have been better than red mist. I mean, like red restorer of justice.
Green
I mean,
fog.
just something. Red mist.
He looked like an emo bird.
He could have been brown mist.
I did like his hair.
He looked like an emo bird. Like,
I liked it.
You hear me?
Fucking
If I had that kind of, if I had the balls, I'd do that with my hair.
He's like a fucking toucan running around like
Hey, he could have been brown mist.
brown mist.
I think that would have been a little too on the nose.
Okay, okay. Believing Kick-Ass to be responsible for numerous deaths, blah 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 blah. Okay.
His sidekick.
Red
Mr.
Mist
Hanky.
plan succeeds. He meets Kick-Ass through his website, and they arrive at D'Amico's warehouse to ambush his men. There they find it on fire and his men dead. Red Mist retrieves surveillance footage from a spy camera which shows that Big Daddy is responsible. Big Daddy is revealed to as a former super cop, Damon McCready, who swore vengeance against D'Amico after he framed him and sent him to prison. While in prison, his pregnant wife died giving birth to their daughter, Mindy. She didn't die.
I was gonna say
giving
she
birth.
killed herself.
She killed herself. She took a bunch of pills and they managed to save Mindy. Let's
Selfish
get that right.
bitch.
Yeah, I didn't think that was fair at all.
Mm-mm.
Training his daughter to
I don't know
fight
any pregnant
crime.
woman that would do that just because she's.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
find help.
ridiculous. That's a weak-minded woman right there.
Yep.
Training his daughter to fight crime. After his release, they become Big Daddy and Hit Girl. Damon's former partner, Marcus, discovers he is the vigilante Big Daddy. He argues Mindy has a right to a normal childhood, but agrees to keep their secret. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Dave wants to quit. He tells Katie he is Kick-Ass, and she forgives him for lying about being gay and becomes his girlfriend. Checking his website, Dave finds a flood of urgent messages from Red Mist requesting that they meet due to D'Amico putting a price on their heads. When they meet, Red Mist asks Kick-Ass to find Hit Girl and Big Daddy. So this part really bugged me. Because you know that Big Daddy did his research. He did his research. He knew who he easily found out who Kick-Ass was. Easily. Within one night. Like, it wasn't even one night. Within a couple of hours, he knew who he was.
Well, it took them a minute to figure out that Dave was Kick-Ass, but once they knew that Dave was Kick-Ass...
They tracked him with his thing.
Yeah, but that was after they knew it was Dave.
But what I'm saying, though, is that was some random kid. He has been tracking and stalking Frank D'Amico for how long, and he didn't realize who his fucking kid was? Like, come on.
Only thing that I will say, I agree with you. That's a hell of a...
Like, that's a big
That's
hole.
a big plot twist.
I feel like Big Daddy would be more careful and cautious than that.
I don't disagree, but there's a couple of things here that you could take into account that maybe don't explain everything, but... So, first of all, they found somebody else who was like-minded like them in trying to eliminate bad people and stuff.
Right.
So, like, maybe that was sort of... I don't know, one of those moments where you kind of forget about everything else for a second because you're excited. There's somebody else that's joining your fight.
Right.
And then second of all, with Frank D'Amico's connections, I feel like they could have hidden Chris a lot better.
Maybe.
You know, they tracked him by his IP. There's no way that Red Mist has got an IP signature anywhere.
No, but I feel like they've done surveillance on Frank D'Amico. They know a lot about him. They would know if he had a son and what he looked like.
I agree, but there's also that sort of suspension of disbelief, right? Like, we know who Red Mist is.
Yeah, right.
Because we were watching the whole thing. And we know who Dave is because we're watching the whole thing. We're watching all of it, right?
But yeah, when they put their masks on, you can't
When they
tell
put
who
their
they
masks
are.
on, you're not supposed to be able to tell who they are.
I don't know. I still think that...
Again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that is a pretty big plot hole that they should have done something to rectify. But
Right. Especially with his dumbass voice.
Yeah.
I'm
That
just
voice
saying,
is
like,
dead
old
giveaway.
Superman fan.
sure, but we know his voice just because of the whole.
Puts glasses
like,
on. Who are
You have to
you?
think. yeah, it's the Superman complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to hide Chris because of all the tech stuff that they used to track down Dave wouldn't work with Chris.
Right. Maybe, but...
Where'd Clark
That,
go?
like I said, it
It's
doesn't
one
explain.
glaring plot hole for me.
It
And I'm
doesn't.
like, eh.
It doesn't explain everything.
Yeah.
You'd like to think he was smarter than that, but
Right. All right. I'll give it a pass, I guess.
I don't know if we got to give it a whole pass. But they could have done
Like
a little
half
bit.
a pass.
They could have. They could have done a better job of explaining that, showing perhaps that Big Daddy was very excited about having somebody else join their fight.
Right.
Why he would have maybe been a little bit distracted, and then all the other stuff.
I mean,
They
don't
could-
get me
they
wrong.
could
When
have
he opens
shown
the
that
door, he's a
bit
little
more.
hesitant. But I think at that point, he was like, I trust Dave, I guess. I'm going to give him the shot to be trusted. So
I wasn't worried about them going to like the safe house. It's more he knew that he should have known that Red Mist wasn't a good person, and he should have warned Dave against him.
Right. All right, so...
Smack his hand. Nope.
He is not your friend. Stay away from him.
Okay,
Pet
Big
boy.
Daddy is
Pet
revealed
boy daddy.
as a former super cop, blah, blah, blah. Damn, okay, where am I?
Peppa David.
Okay,
Pet boy
so...
Davey.
When they meet, Red Mist asks Kick-Ass to find Hit Girl and Big Daddy, arriving at one of their safe houses with D'Amico's men following. Red Mist shoots Hit Girl, knocking her off a window ledge out onto the ground below. Kick-Ass and Big Daddy are captured and taken to a warehouse where the gangsters stage an internet broadcast intending to unmask and execute the heroes.
I didn't understand why Chris was trying to get Kick-Ass out of it.
Because he liked Kick-Ass, because he was still a kid. The way I see it is...
No, I get that. I understand that he didn't want him to get hurt. But his vehement, like, what are you doing? Let him go, blah, blah, blah. You think he's going to be your friend after he saw you shoot a little girl out a window?
Yeah, but he doesn't know any better because he's never had any
He's
friends.
a fucking idiot is what he is.
Yeah. But he doesn't know any better. He's looking at it like, yeah, he may hate me after this, but I don't want him to die. He's still a cool guy. Because he even says he's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
no, I get that, but he had to have known.
right.
Telling me you didn't know your dad wasn't gonna. I mean,
Yeah. They're severely beaten and about to be set on fire when Hit Girl kills the henchman. Big Daddy is badly burned and dies of his injury after a tender moment with his daughter. Kick-Ass tries to convince Hit Girl to quit, but she is determined to stop D'Amico. Posing as a schoolgirl, Mindy enters D'Amico's headquarters and kills most of the henchmen in the penthouse, but runs out of ammunition. Just as one of D'Amico's thugs is about to shoot her with a small rocket, an SMAW.
it's a bazooka.
Yeah, it's a bazooka.
Yeah.
Rocket launcher stolen from McCready's safe house. Kick-Ass armed with a jetpack fitted with Gatling guns that Big Daddy had purchased prior to his death.
Where did he get his money? $300,000. Add to cart. Big Daddy, like where did
He's
it all come
stealing
from?
it from
Yeah.
fucking D'Amico.
Oh, is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that then.
Do you remember
Okay.
he stole it from like
He's
those
stealing all of
drug
his drug
dealers
money
and
and
shit?
shit.
He's
That's
the one
why-
that's doing that then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
they
missed
actually
that.
had at one point there was a scene where I think it was her.
Yeah, she was
She
filling up
picked
the
up
bag.
like a black bag that was just filled with fucking money.
And
Okay.
she even says, "I have $3 million."
No, I heard.
in a-
I remember that. Yeah, I
in a
remember her
duffel
saying
bag.
that. Yeah.
And that was all D'Amico's money.
Yeah,
Okay.
them just taking his money.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Hit Girl fights, or sorry, where was I? Okay. McCree's safe house, Kick-Ass armed with a jetpack fitted with Gatling guns that
I need
Big
17
Daddy
of those.
had purchased prior
Shit.
to his death. Kills, huh?
I need 17 of those.
17 of every gun in that house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what we were talking about. She's like, oh, what I can do with that. It's just like, why do you need that many fucking guns?
Why don't I? Is the question.
Nobody's gonna fuck with you.
Well, obviously, but I mean,
You're
you
ready
do
for the
you,
zombie
I guess.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
You just walk down. It's
Insurrection,
just you
martial law,
walk
what do you want?
downstairs.
Damn
you
right.
just sit in that room.
I don't need a
and you just,
reason. I can sit down in my
ah,
basement and.
Yeah.
enjoy the collection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he then takes on Red Mist. They knock each other out. Hit Girl fights D'Amico, but she is
Clean
eventually
every gun,
overpowered by him.
One gun a day.
As D'Amico is about to finish off Hit Girl, a revived Kick-Ass fires the bazooka, blasting D'Amico out of the window where he explodes in midair.
Into a red mist.
Yeah, Red Mist comes around to find Kick-Ass and Hit Girl leaving on the jetpack. Hit Girl and Kick-Ass retire from crime fighting. Mindy now in the custody of Damon's ex-partner Sergeant Marcus Williams enrolls at Dave's school. Dave explains a new wave of superheroes has been inspired by his endeavor. In the final shot, Red Mist, having taken over his father's business, dons a new mask and declares war on the superhero population, quoting the Joker as, "A great man once said, wait till they get a load of me." And that's it. That's Kick-Ass.
I did really kind of like that end scene with her taking on
The boys.
D'Amico
Oh, yeah, it was great.
and him taking on Red Mist.
Yeah.
Where it should have been kind of reversed.
Reversed.
Maybe, but like, no, it was just completely natural for her to like go after D'Amico and for him to be like, yeah, I guess I'll go take on this 12-year-old.
Yeah, I'll take on the guy. Yeah, the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a fucking badass, dude. I love that
Dude,
part
you
where
ain't
she's like,
kidding.
where she like goes in and saves Dave and tries to save her dad, and then like Evan Peters is like, God, I think I'm in love.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
He's like 11. He's like,
She's like,
oh,
11.
wait.
He's like, I solemnly swear to save myself for her. Like, what the
He's
fuck?
like, she's like 11. He's like, oh, wait.
She is a badass, though. I mean, dude, she is a fucking heart. She is the best character in the
I
whole
agree.
movie.
Hit Girl is my favorite.
Yeah, she's
she
the
was
best.
the first time.
Yeah.
I mean,
that whole taking one to the chest.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you can just see her go like,
It's literally. She flies
well, we
down.
gotta do it again. Like,
2 more times. No wincing and no whining.
take me out for ice cream and you gotta
And
do.
then she's all excited about the ice cream. She's like, I'm getting a hot punch.
With sprinkles, bitch. He's like, you're on, baby doll.
Like, so many people had so many problems with her character in particular. But I thought they did, like, obviously this isn't a real world scenario, so get your panties out of a wad. But second of all, like, if there was a crime fighting duo that was a daughter and a husband, or daughter and father, I would love to see it work out the way that they did it. Because he was like this perfect balance of
dad
father,
and loving,
kind, genuinely cared for her, but also like was preparing her. And thank God he did, honestly.
Because in the end, he essentially built himself a weapon. Even after I die, I know that she's going to carry on and fucking kill that guy.
He knew he didn't have anything to worry about with her.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us can say that about our kids?
Yeah.
You
See, now, I love that about this movie. There are so many good things about this movie that make it fun and rewatchable. But then you get into the second one and you're like... And it's just kind of like...
I don't remember the second one as well. I watched it.
I watched it once and I just didn't care for it as much.
I saw it once too. I watched the first one 3 times. This is my 3rd time. And then I've watched the second one twice. So if we watch it again, then it'll be my 3rd. Because I watched when we when it came on Hulu or something. They had both of them, and I watched them both
it once
again. And that wasn't too long ago.
I didn't care for it
last year.
And it actually is the movie that convinced Jim Carrey to. Well, this is whenever he retired the first time. He said, "I'm done with movies."
Kick-Ass too, yeah.
Because he's because of the violence and things that they show. It's like, dude, for one, shut up. Like, don't be so high and mighty.
Here's my problem with that is that people have a problem with violence in movies like this because it's a superhero or it's whatever. But like when you talk about like other movies that he's done, Jim Carrey, and they were violent too, but somehow those were okay.
Yeah, like Me, Myself, and Irene being one of them.
But because it was comedy,
his head falling off.
yeah. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things that he's done that you could say like, oh, that was pretty fucking violent.
Yeah.
But he'd be like, well, there's always some kind of excuse. Well, the genre is not an excuse.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Violence is violence. If you're going to be against it, then just be against it.
Yeah, it don't make much sense. Anyway, I don't have. Do you have notes on this?
That's it. I didn't have like.
You guys got notes? There's a lot of funny moments in this fucking movie. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I laughed in this movie a lot. She gets shot.
Flies, lands on the ground.
Dude, the part where she first comes in and starts fucking up those guys in that apartment, I'm like, fuck yes.
And they're playing the Tra-La-La song.
Yeah. And then the part where they're playing, what song is that?
Whoever did the soundtrack, they nailed it.
Oh,
they really did.
Well, this is the fuck is his name? Matthew Vaughn movie. So he did The Kingsman and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he's usually pretty spot on with that kind of shit. But the scene where that part and the part where she's fucking him up in that hallway in D'Amico's place was awesome. That part where he like goes around the corner and shoots up that thing. He's like, I got her, guys. And he's just 2 knives to the chest.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah?
She's just fucking great, dude. She's a badass, and she's great. Mm-hmm. So the fact that D'Amico got one over on her, like, is surprising to me. But yeah.
I think that humanized her a little bit.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
For us to just be like, man, that little girl kick my ass. And then, like, the whole D'Amico thing, and you're kind of like, okay, so she's not invincible. I needed to see that.
Yeah, right.
I think as the audience, you needed to see that.
Yeah. And I think the resolution in the second movie was just kind of like, I don't know if we're ever going to do the second movie, but...
I think they're both in there.
Are they both in there?
Well, I think so.
This is a movie franchise that could have just ended with the first one and been done.
Yeah.
Instead of making a second one.
I'd have to see the second one again, but...
I honestly don't remember the second one.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember it, so...
I know I've seen it, but
I remember.
It does not register in my brain at all.
There's a lot more heroes and stuff, people who dress up and shit in it.
I think I've checked that one out of my brain for
Christopher Mintz-Plasse in the movie is really just, he's kind of a bullshit character. And yeah, I didn't like him.
Like I said, I probably checked it out of my brain for a reason.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. There's a lot of movies that I forget, and then I go, wait, that was a good movie.
Sometimes, but not.
No, I'm just saying I'm going to reserve judgment for it until I see it again.
I don't know if Matthew Vaughn directed that or anything.
I do not know.
I don't know if he did the second one.
The second one?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But anyway, let's go ahead and move into rating this motherfucker.
Let's go, let's burn.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, let's start with Jeremiah over here. What do you think of Kick-Ass?
It was good.
Nah.
No,
It's good.
I'd probably give it an 8. You know, the comedy bits that were in there were pretty stellar.
Yeah. Good timing.
Does this hurt? They punch him or whatever. After he got out of the hospital, the action was good.
Metal tray. Pow.
No.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to hate. Like I said earlier, like I do not like Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Like, it's his voice. He was a lot less irritating this time watching it, but
he doesn't talk a whole lot in this.
That he's not playing this like ramped up nerdy kid. You know what I mean? He's trying to play it
like in Role Models.
Most part.
Didn't he get his ass whooped in Role Models? Like, didn't his stepdad beat him or something?
I don't know.
No, he didn't really get his ass whooped. He just.
I thought a stepdad beat him or picked on him or something. Because he was a fucking D&D nerd.
He just kind of like, I don't know, just.
I'd have to go back and rewatch it.
Didn't really pick on him, just kind of was like, how do I put it? Like, disapproved of him?
Called him a Harry Potter nerd.
Yeah. It was like a big, like a disappointment to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, anywho, he's a disappointment. In general.
So you're a stepdad?
No, like, going into it, he was a lot less annoying than what I remember. And it always goes to his voice. I mean, he could be, it's the way he talks. It's that fucking weird, wheezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's
real
going
nasally
in my head.
Nasally, yeah.
Maybe nasally.
He talks like Chucky from Rugrats, kind of, with that nerdy.
Except he does. Chucky didn't have the lisp. He's got
more of a he does. He's got a lisp.
It's a nasally lisp.
Yeah, kind of a nasally lisp.
I don't know. I just never.
And he talks with his tongue a lot. You know what I mean? Like he talks.
That's the lisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never really cared.
It's less pronounced now, though. It's a lot less pronounced.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, most of it, you know, a little bit of the comedy that was there is on point. Action was on point. Story was pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a book movie, but yeah.
8.
I say I give it an 8.
I think I'm with you on that. There's a lot of like the action sequences that do happen are wrapped up nicely with the music. Like, you know, you get them awesome music beats and along with the music scene or the action scenes, mostly with Hit Girl and shit. Like, they're awesome. I like the cheesy superhero score that they put with like all the happier moments and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so bad that it's good. Like, I don't like the music, but that's why I think the music's great.
The end song when they're like flying away.
Yeah, that's the song. That's the main theme.
I like that song.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I think it fits so perfectly.
That's what I'm saying. I think it fits perfectly
beautiful.
for what they're trying to represent in the movie. And it's like, you know, like Spider-Man has his own theme song. Batman
like swelling like horns and all that is,
and it builds and you get that superhero theme song for Kick-Ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's great. I think it fits well. And I love hearing it. And then all the punk music and all that stuff, all the Hit Girl fight scenes and all that shit, I think they're great. I think Nicolas Cage is doing Nicolas Cage's thing. And I think it's great. I think between Mark Strong and Chloe Grace Moretz in this movie, those are the two strongest things that I love. Those are my two main people in this movie. I love both of them. I think Mark Strong has he's not only evil and maniacal, but he's also funny. He knows when to be funny. And Mark Strong, if you know him, he's not a funny actor. He's more of a serious actor. Mm-hmm. So to see him in this movie is great.
I liked when he would get under his skin. Or like something would really perturb him. Yeah. And he would let things get to him. Like, you don't see that in your strong mob bosses on TV or whatever.
And he'd be like, hey, what's with the fucking high fives? I'll give you a fucking high five.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shit like that. It's like, yeah.
He was The Kingsman 2?
He was in both of the Kingsmans.
Was he in both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him from the second one because that was...
He was the butler.
He's like the butler guy or whatever.
Well, yeah, the second one specifically because they went into...
Well, he was...
Julianne Moore was the bad guy. And
Yeah.
she had Benny and Jet, which was the two robot dogs or whatever. But he saved Taron
Egerton, yeah.
Yeah, by singing fucking Country Roads
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like looking at him. He's like, then he just steps on that fucking thing and blows
that
himself
mine,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great in that.
I love those movies.
I love Mark Strong, though. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
He was actually in Penguin. He played Falcone in Penguin because they couldn't get What's-His-Face back to play him. So they had to swap him out, and they used Mark Strong. And what a great person to choose.
I was gonna say, like, I almost feel like that was a better option.
That's what I was like. So you upgraded? Like,
good on you.
Good for you. Like, you got Mark Strong.
It was the guy from Deeds.
Yeah, it was the guy from Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, the butler
very, very
from
sneaky.
Mr. Deeds.
He says I'm very, very sneaky.
Yeah, you're underestimating the sneakiness, sir.
He was
Wasn't it the Jesus?
Yes,
the guy that played Jesus.
The Jesus, yeah.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Yeah. They call me the
was,
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm the Jesus.
Yeah.
Exactly.
From the Big Lebowski.
Don't get me wrong, he's a great actor.
Oh, he's an excellent actor.
But as a scary mob type,
yeah,
he
Mark
did
Strong
it. He
is
did
far
it.
scarier.
Yeah, he did it. But Mark Strong would have been.
Yeah,
he's
Mark Strong is
stronger,
scary.
but,
The sad part is they don't give him as much screen time, like as you'd want. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go with Jeremiah on this. I'm gonna give it an 8. I was gonna go 8.5, but I feel like that's really. Like, it's a great movie, but I think 8.5 is a bit too much. Like, that's really stroking its ego, you know what I mean? Really tossing off that ego.
Toss him. I never tossed.
So I'm gonna go 8 on this. It's a great movie though. Excellent movie. I've loved this movie since it came out. So and the best part about it is it came out before all the superhero hype.
Yeah.
So it was like it really
was
was
a breath of fresh air at that time.
Yeah, yeah. If it would come out now, you'd be like, ugh. Really?
I probably wouldn't have seen it, honestly.
I probably would have just to check it out, but I don't think I would feel as strongly.
Well, there again, I
about it.
may have watched this one just because it's not.
It's not your typical.
It's not a mainstream.
It's not your main Marvel
It's not a Batman. It's not a Spider-Man.
That's what Jackson asked me. We were watching. He goes, "Is this Marvel or DC, Dad?" I was like, "Neither."
Thank God.
Neither.
Yeah.
Who does publish it?
What's funny is the movie was greenlit before the comic was even finished.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were in the middle of creating the comic, and they're like, "Hey, let's make a movie out of this."
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "But the comic's not done."
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll just develop as we go.
Yeah. That's why I think the ending might be different in the movie than the comic.
There were certain differences, like he doesn't get the girl.
Yeah.
Him and the girl don't actually end up as a couple. That's the only one I can think of, though, right off the top of my head. I think everything else was pretty accurate, like the win, how they win, and things like Big Daddy dies, of course, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that most of it was pretty.
What?
This says Kick-Ass is the name of 3 fictional characters serving as the title characters and protagonists of the Kick-Ass series published by Marvel under the company's imprint Icon Comics.
Well, back then it wasn't published yet.
It's just a subsidiary of Marvel that does their own thing.
And Image.
Yeah. So yeah, and they own Image Comics too. Marvel owns several publishers, like different comic book publishers. But I guess if Marvel wanted to take and use Kick-Ass in, like, say a fucking X-Men spinoff, they could. You know what I mean? Because they own the rights technically.
Be in a Deadpool movie soon.
It'd be funny. Aaron Taylor Johnson come in as like Kraven, then Quicksilver, and then Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
And then Kick-Ass rules them all, like
on accident,
out of sheer luck.
On accident, sheer luck.
Yeah. He's on a throne.
Yeah. Kick-Ass kills Marvel Universe.
You won. I did.
I did.
What
Mindy!
happened?
Yeah.
Where are you? I know you're here.
Hit Girl's actually backed her with a sniper and picked everybody off.
Yeah.
I am actually going to go to the 8.5.
Okay.
But I have good reason. All the reasons you guys said were good.
I didn't honestly know how you were gonna feel about this movie. I was like,
I loved it when it came out.
I thought you'd be the one because I was like, everybody's like,
I still love it.
Madison asked me, she goes, "What do you think Karen's gonna think of it?" I was like, I don't know. I was like, she's not big on superhero movies. I was like, but then again, this isn't your typical superhero movie. She might actually like this one.
It's not that I don't like them. There's plenty of them that I have liked. I liked the first Iron Man. I liked I mean, I liked all of them that I did see. It was just at a certain point, it's like, okay,
Right.
enough. I'm done. I don't care if they're good or not. I'm over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, like in this case, I'm gonna go the 8.5 just because. You guys all brought up great points, and I agree with all of them. But I give it that one extra little oomph because of the realistic factor. Yeah. And I don't mean it's like 100% realistic. I mean that they use the real world as a backdrop for what they turned into a comic book. So of course you're going to have those fantastical elements. But this was literally just a kid who looked around and went, why is the world so ugly and why is nobody doing anything about it?
Yep.
And, why hasn't anybody tried before?
Like, he literally said, let's become a superhero. And then, like, they, for the first outing, they showed what being a superhero could do. Like, you will fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, somebody will kill you.
Yeah. And the
especially in New York City, of all places.
Well, and the honesty of Dave's
even though
character.
This is actually shot in, like, London or some shit. Like...
Yeah. The honesty of Dave's character, too. He's a kid. He wants to do the right thing, and he's trying to do the right thing. But then certain things will happen, and he'll get scared. Because we forget, he is a kid. Mm-hmm. He's literally a kid in this movie. So there's a lot of things that I think that can be said about the realism factor that you don't see in other origin stories. Like, because they've got powers, or they've got money to take care of them. This kid has nothing. He barely has a relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
So, like... what he does is just that much more heroic and that much more elevated in my mind. And then, like, there's so many scenes where he shows that he's scared. And you don't see that in other superhero movies. They're always just, I'm going to do it,
You're right.
And it reminds me of a quote I heard one time, and I totally believe that this movie is a very good representation for it. But I remember a movie I saw one time where this little boy asked an adult, and they said, "Weren't you scared?" And they were like, "Well, yeah, I was scared, but bravery means doing the right thing even when you are scared."
Yeah.
That's what heroism means. And this movie is kind of that perfect representation of that
I
quote.
agree. Yeah.
So I'm going to give it the 8.5 because of that.
Okay. What about you, Eric? What do you think?
Give it a 1. No, I'm just
fucking 2. This movie sucked.
Eric just brought us down like 2 whole points. No.
Kick ass, more like kiss ass. Kiss my ass.
Fuck this movie in particular.
No, I enjoyed the comedy. I enjoyed the action. There's not a whole lot bad to say about the movie. It's got its corny points to it, but other than for what it is, it's an 8 for me. I enjoyed the comedy. I enjoyed the action.
Okay.
So that's an 8.125.
All right. That's a pretty good score, actually. Oh, man. Karen's going to do the Rotten Tomatoes stuff.
So, what do you guys think for critics?
Oh, I bet they liked it.
Critics?
I bet it's around what we said, I bet.
I'm going to go 60.
Ooh, you're going low, bro.
I'm going low for critics for this movie. I'm going to say 63.
It's Matthew Vaughn, and it's before the superhero hype, and also they made a sequel, so that's got to say something. I'm going to go 79%. I think it's a good guess, isn't it?
I'm going to go 80. I'm on $1.
It's going to be 80 something, isn't it?
78.
What? That's awesome.
You should have won $1.
I thought it was gonna be the 80s. I was like,
$1.
yeah, you should have. Because I was like, I'm gonna go 80s. Like, I'm gonna go 79.
I would have been Eric. I would have been thinking in the 60s just because of the violence factor.
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah, a little bit.
They technically usually don't go for that. I was surprised it was as high as it was.
This is one of the movies that made Matthew Vaughn like a household.
Yeah.
Director's name.
Then I can see it being a little bit higher. But like nowadays is what I'm saying.
At.
Like I'm surprised that there isn't more.
That's what I'm thinking is nowadays.
Right.
Coming out from it being so violent.
Oh yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Because you know how there's like a lot of really good movies. That
but
like,
these are your critic reviews. They're not still like reviewing it today. You know what I mean?
Oh,
not as
true,
much anyway.
Yeah,
you're gonna
true.
get more user reviews, but not critics so much.
That's true.
So
All right. So what about the users or the watchers? Or
60.
whatever?
I'm sticking with my 63.
I bet it's higher. I bet it's higher than what we even just said. I'm gonna go 85.
82.
It's 81.
Damn. Nice. I should have said 79 again. I would have been pretty close.
I mean, you gotta imagine that they're gonna like it. Come on.
Yeah.
Critics' consensus: not for the faint of heart. Kick-Ass takes the comic adaptation genre to new levels of visual style, bloody violence, and gleeful profanity.
Not for the faint of heart. It's not overly violent. I mean, it's violent for a superhero movie, but.
And I'll be honest, I did not find any really good reviews. Like, I found bad reviews, obviously, but none that were like, that's hilarious, I gotta put it in here. So just be ready for lame.
Lame.
I understand the movie was written and set up to be very cheesy and cliche, but it is absolutely ridiculous. Very stupid movie. I do not understand the hype, and I do not recommend watching if you are looking for a movie to actually enjoy. 2 stars by TM. See, most of these people are complaining about it not being funny. Like, is that what you go into your action movies for? Is for funny? I mean, it's a nice bonus, but
It's an action movie with comedic elements.
Yeah.
It's an action comedy.
Not that funny. Just predictable and silly. The idea of a kid trying to be a superhero was unique, but the Batman wannabe dad teaching his daughter to become an assassin was ridiculous indoctrination that turned out to be a generic revenge plot.
Originally, the comic book, when they were creating it, was supposed to be about Hit Girl and Big Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything about the story besides the kid getting stabbed was so fake it took away from the enjoyment. Similarly, the characters were either daft, stereotypical, or both. Whilst the action was stylish, it was also over the top and unrealistic beyond belief. The pacing dragged on a bit due to the drawn-out story, generic character development, and repetitive action. The acting was average, the cinematography was bland, most of the CGI looked dated, the setups, props, costumes often looked faked and budgety, and the soundtrack was forgettable.
Okay, so the costumes were supposed to look budgety.
Exactly.
But, like, the rest of it is bullshit. Like, I think that the sets, the blood, the action sequences, I think that all looks great. I think it all looks great.
Yeah.
That part where he's, like, killing all them people in the warehouse, and he, like, throws that grenade like that, I don't know why, it sticks out to me.
And you heard the person that gets hit.
Kick-Ass is a forgettable film. The action was good. 3 out of 10. Except they actually rated it like a 1 out of 5. I don't know, does that still add to the 3/10?
I don't know.
I mean, you'd think you'd keep it consistent.
Yeah,
keep
it
saying.
consistent, man. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to give this movie a 3 and then go back and write in 1 star.
This guy's got his mommy told him that she loved him too much. Allow me to burst the bubble of this overhyped movie. This is not a good film. It's difficult to even say it's clever. Many say I'm nitpicking, and that's fine. But how the heck does the nerd of the school wind up having sex with the hottest girl of the school within moments of the film? Basing your story on that premise is just lazy and stupid writing. First of all, I don't think that they based any premise off of that.
I think he's basing this off of his own life because he's not able to have sex.
He didn't have sex with the hottest girl in school.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I mean, my thing, like, how many superhero movies or how many movies do you watch where that happens? And this is the one that you've got a problem with?
Right. Look at Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Or,
you are literally looking at, like, the nerd's dream here, okay? So just
every
let him have
comic book ever.
Let him have it. That's the point.
Yeah.
This is an insult to every superhero movie. I don't really have much
about that.
Right. I don't really have much to say about this film. That it looked pretty fucking fake, boring, and mediocre. I don't understand why a lot of people praise this ... thing. The idea is good, the story is not good at all, could have been way better, and there are only a few laugh-worthy scenes. Many people might like this movie for what it is, but for me, it was another boring, forced comedy movie.
Your mom doesn't love you. We get it. You're projecting.
Yeah. Kind of funny by moments, but the real formula of this movie is as follows. Cliche plus comic book stuff plus idiotic main character equals kick-ass. Can't believe they used For a Fistful of Dollars soundtrack at the end. Gratuitously violent with gratuitous drug use. Not enjoyable. And the last one, because this is probably the most interesting. This is a half star.
There's no gratuitous drug use in this. There's one scene where D'Amico's taking a line of coke, and that was it.
Yeah, and that was one of his.
Pretty sure that was the only.
That was one of his annoying
sorry, he was
moments.
smoking the joint in the car.
Apparently,
how dare he?
How dare he?
Apparently, this person.
You ever seen
Devil's Lettuce?
Have you ever seen
on
Fear
film?
and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Apparently, this person's never taken drugs.
Oh shit!
There's so much drug use in
I've
this.
gotten a better contact high than this movie gives you a representation of drugs.
Right.
Not enjoyable.
Yeah. So this is a half star.
Mommy, I want a kick-ass party. He does that line of coke. one of Mark Strong's great. So fucking funny, dude.
Mommy. So I'm just gonna
Who
read.
has a kick-ass party? Who hires a kick-ass impersonator?
I'm just gonna read this.
He makes doing coke look fun. I'm sorry. He made
Now
it
we
look
all
fun.
want to do coke, damn
I just want to do coke now because I watched Mark Strong do it in Kick-Ass.
We're not that gullible. It's like those people that are like, I can't watch it. It's too gory. You know it's fake, right?
It's fake, right? You know that. Just like the coke wasn't real. It was actually fucking probably baby powder. I don't know.
They usually use like some kind of form of powdered vitamin C or something like that.
They just snort it.
Yeah, that would burn like hell.
Like fucking Scarface, a whole fucking mountain of cocaine.
Oh, he was real healthy after that movie was over.
A lot of vitamin C.
Man.
So half a star, and you guys just listen. It's a fun ride.
Oh man.
Provocative, smart, and a delectable new take on the superhero genre. Kick-Ass has a rare quality of both intellectual energy generated by caricaturing and of conveying an impetus but never self-righteous air of duty. An emphatic motivational narrative that obliquely buttresses its incult yet distinctive point of view.
Put that cookie down!
That was a half a star.
Put that cocaine down.
I don't think they. I don't think they understand.
That's what he did. He said, "Put that cocaine down."
I don't think they understand what half a star means, because that was a glowing review.
It was. I don't think they understand.
Provocative, smart, and a delectable new take. That was the first.
Maybe they just didn't click the right star or something.
They had to have. I just was like, huh?
Like,
well, that's gonna go in there.
Yeah,
that's kind of.
Is that
funny.
a 5-star, or are you just like, are you misunderstanding how this works? Like, you have to highlight the ones.
You don't.
This is actually a 4.5 stars.
That word doesn't mean what you think it means.
Is it all you
Maybe
got?
they
That's
think
it.
the lowest,
That's the last one.
The lowest
All right.
star means the highest rating.
Yeah. 1 is actually 5.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Trivia.
All right. Before ending up in Lionsgate Studios, the producers of the movie tried several other studios who all had the same ultimatum: "We'll take it if you drop Hit Girl or Make Her 19." After being rejected by every studio they approached, Matthew Vaughn raised the budget at a dinner party and made the movie independently. Vaughn ultimately sold the movie to Universal for more than he had originally
He made it independently?
asked them for.
That's awesome. Good for you, man.
Yep, they raised the money, did it independently, and then he sold it to Universal for way more than he originally.
Yeah, because they're like, holy shit, this is a great movie.
Uh-huh.
I love that they didn't like they wanted to make her older, but he's like, nah.
Yeah, he's like,
She
no,
needs to be like 11.
It makes it's more impactful.
It is. It's funnier. It's more entertaining when you're like,
They're like, yeah, I'll
if it
take
was a
the hits if you
19-year-old
give me
girl,
ice cream.
if it was a 19-year-old girl, it would just be like every other fucking action movie. But the fact that she was 11 just makes it far more entertaining.
Oh yeah. Hit Girl's first entrance wasn't working as well as it should, so it was Chloe Grace Moretz' own mother, present and on set throughout the filming, who suggested that they revert back to the comic book and have her daughter use the word cunt.
Yep.
Cunts.
The name of
I'm glad that her mom was there then because
yeah, because they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
They were trying everything to get around it. And she was like,
just do it.
Go
Just
back
do
to
it.
the original dialogue.
I know if it was my kid, I'd be like, dude, he can say whatever the fuck. You're paying him a lot of money.
Just
He
do
can
it.
say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Like, he could call you all cunts for all I care.
The name Dave Lazuski was chosen at a charity auction run by Kick-Ass co-creator writer Mark Miller prior to the publication of the first issue of the book. The auction winner got to choose the name, and he chose his own.
You know, she probably enjoyed the shit out of that. Calling it, use the word cunt.
Cunt, yeah.
I have to practice
My
this
mom's
more.
giving me permission?
I
You know,
said,
she's
no,
sweet.
like, you cunts. Oh, I messed up.
Did you know that she
You-
actually practiced for several weeks on the butterfly knife?
Yeah.
She's highly skilled with a butterfly knife now.
Yeah.
Just for the movie, like she was practicing it.
Yeah.
She did it on one of the talk shows. I don't know which one. I think it was Jimmy Fallon.
And that wasn't even like she didn't even have to do that.
Yeah.
Like they were like, she's just going to get these butterfly knives, and it was her idea. Like, well, what if she can do the whole?
And as soon as she got him too, she's just like whipping around, like, "Hey, Dad, look!" And I'm like, "How do you?"
She's like, "You're not looking." Like that was a very kid moment. You're not looking.
You're not looking, Dad. Look at me.
Yeah. In the original comic, Mark Strong's character is named John Genovese. Genovese is one of the most powerful 5 families: Bonanno, Colombo, Gambino, Genovese, and Luchese. Or Luchese? I don't know. Of the mob. And to avoid any trouble with them, the name was changed to Frank D'Amico. At the same time, doing a nod to The Simpsons because the mob boss of Springfield, Fat Tony, is called Anthony D'Amico. Mark Miller actually prefers the film version to his own comic book. Nicolas Cage modeled his speech, mannerisms, and everything for Big Daddy on the original Batman, Adam West. According to Matthew Vaughn, Cage started acting out his lines this way at the first costume fitting. Vaughn was happy for Cage to continue with this performance in the film, citing that neither one of them cared for the Dark Knight series and were very irritated with the gravelly voice Christian Bale used.
It's because Christian Bale wasn't a good Batman.
No. Good Bruce Wayne.
He's an alright Bruce Wayne.
No, he's good Bruce Wayne. He's a playboy, millionaire.
He's okay.
Oh yeah, he was. Nicolas Cage came up with his character's disguise that Damon McCready would have a mustache while Big Daddy would have an even larger...
You like the Dark Knight series?
I like the Dark Knight series.
They're okay. Yeah. They're too grounded for me.
I don't mind.
They're okay.
They're
okay as action movies, but as a Batman movie, they're too grounded.
I mean, I didn't mind. Like, I didn't care for using the voice and shit, but the action and
I'm just saying, I don't need realism with my comic books.
Agreed.
Be fanatical. You know what I mean? Like, be a fantasy. That's what it is. That's what comic books are. They're not real life. Just make them, unrealistic as possible. I'm okay with this. Batman shouldn't be a grounded character with Bane wasn't even Bane. You know what I mean? He was Tom Hardy. I don't,
Yeah.
The most unrealistic character in the whole series was, in fact, Scarecrow in the first movie.
I agree.
So, I mean, the Joker was just a madman dressed up as
and that had more to do with the actor than it did anything.
True, yeah.
He did a phenomenal job.
Who?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Like that he did a phenomenal job with that. That had more to do with him
great.
Than it was.
He was awesome.
Anything to do with the movie itself.
That was the most unrealistic
I enjoyed
thing.
Heath Ledger's Joker, though.
I think that Heath Ledger was a great Joker, don't get me wrong. He was awesome. But I just think that the movies themselves are far too grounded. And then
you take his Joker, and his Joker completely detracted from the movie. Like, everybody was so caught up in him and all of that, and he became a phenomenon on his own.
Yeah.
And that's kind of defeating the whole purpose.
But then they come out with The Dark Knight Rises, the last movie, and you're like, how do you live up to that? How do you come out with a sequel to that?
It was hard to.
Yeah, you can't live up to that fucking movie. And then you bring in Bane of all characters, gay.
Gay.
It was dumb.
They should have
don't get me wrong. I like Tom Hardy. He's a great actor, but he just
with the Bane character, they should have actually done something a little bit more out of.
I will say I did like his voice though. Yeah. I like Bane's voice. I thought it was cool.
Did you ever watch Gotham?
Yeah, we watched that whole series.
Gotham was fucking. Oh my god,
that was a good show. Actually,
that
was a great show.
That was good.
I'd have been pissed if I was the kid that played Bruce, though.
I know.
Right.
You're in every single episode, all the way until the very last.
You don't get
one.
to play Batman until the last 30 seconds of the last episode. It's like, damn. So he even said that in an interview once. They were like, "Do you hope you ever get to play Batman?" He's like, "Well, Batman was 25 whenever he became Batman, so I'm hoping to hold in there." No, he didn't get to. No. Poor kid.
Yeah, it was a good series.
It was.
It was good.
Daniel Craig and Mark Wahlberg were considered for the role of Big Daddy before Nicolas Cage was cast.
Yeah.
No thanks to either one.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's he's too much of he's got too much of a nice guy persona. Like, yeah, hey guys, what's going on? That's just.
I don't know. In The Departed, he was pretty good, asshole. But
in what?
In The Departed.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got that nice.
Yeah, but he's got that
nice guy voice. He's always talking like this, like he's talking to a baby.
Yeah, no, he could bring that energy. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't agree with either one of those casts either way. Even if Mark Wahlberg could have brought that to it, I liked what Nicolas Cage did with the character. He was completely sellable as her father, her trainer, and a superhero.
Did you see the skit with Andy Samberg on SNL where he mimics Mark Wahlberg talking to animals?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how's it going, goat? That's cool. Say hi to your mother.
He's done.
And then he comes on the next week as a host, and like Andy Samberg's like, "What? No," and he like shits his pants.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Yeah. No. He's done one too many Boston movies. I feel. Yeah.
Well, where's he from?
He's from Boston.
He is
from Boston.
Yeah. Matthew Vaughn did the movie for free, but only on condition that he be given the Mistmobile after filming was completed.
Matthew Vaughn.
In reality, he actually finds the car way too powerful to even drive it.
Oh, really? Wow.
In the comic, Big Daddy's backstory about being an ex-cop was a lie. He was an accountant who was bored with his life and kidnapped his daughter and made her into a vigilante. Many fans prefer the film's version, obviously, including Mark Miller, who said that it would have messed up the structure of the movie. The comics artist John Romita Jr. stated that Big Daddy's story in the film works better, stopping short. You love him better in the film. You're damn right. He just kidnapped her and made her into a vigilante because he's bored. I'd be like, you suck.
Yeah, that's a terrible father.
Yeah.
You sick son.
It would explain his name for Big Daddy, though. Like he's so into like this whole superhero persona, and as a dad, that he would name himself Big Daddy.
I bet he let her name them.
Yeah, probably.
He probably let her name them. It's because that's what it sounds like a little girl would. You know, that's my Big Daddy, and I'm Hit Girl because I hit people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I bet he did. I bet he let her name them. During the online execution scene, the backdrop behind Big Daddy and Kick-Ass is a replica of the wallpaper in the execution of Frank scene in 1983's Scarface. When Kick-Ass first meets Hit Girl at Rasul's, the music playing is a remake of the Tra-La-La song. I thought it was the same song. Which was the theme song of a late 60s children's show called The Banana Splits.
Yep.
Did anybody see Stan Lee?
Is he in this?
Yep.
I did not see him.
I didn't see him either.
Stan Lee can be seen as a man watching news footage. So he was probably in the cafe when they were all watching.
No. It's outside a window. I think I remember this.
Oh, yeah.
He's outside a window.
When they were running down the street and they like almost knocked over a bunch of people standing in front of
Yeah, they're like standing in front of a window and they're watching the news footage through a window.
Mm-hmm.
On a TV, and I think Stan Lee's standing there within that group of people. I think. Don't call me on that. I'm not sure.
He may, but it just says that he can be seen as a man watching news footage in this film. And the last one, red mist is a term that has been used to refer to bomb disposal persons who get blown up by the bomb that he or she tries to defuse.
They're a red mist.
They're a red mist. So he literally just said like, you know, I'm gonna die, or I'm gonna get blown up. I mean, like he obviously doesn't have any faith in his own abilities. So, yep, that's it.
Okay.
All right. Well, what are we doing next week?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Calm down.
Yeah,
I don't know how to calm down.
In the box?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
That'd be funny.
That'd be great if we could pick that at some point because I ain't seen that in 100 years.
Neither have I.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, wow.
The first
Dun,
one?
dun, dun,
Yeah, it'd be the first one. Why are we reviewing that movie?
Do you
One of
wanna
the
do
greatest
something
movies
different?
of all time.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great. I love this movie. I love the dinosaurs.
What if it's like one of those things where like
It
we
is
watch it for the first time
streaming.
after so many years? And
You're
we're
like, man, this movie really isn't that
it's
good.
not that great.
It is on Max and Peacock.
Well, all right. Well, we're doing fucking Jurassic Park, I guess.
And usually
Came
we
out
don't
in
have
1993.
We don't have all of them in there, do we?
I don't.
We probably have the sequels, don't we?
I don't know.
I've only seen the first.
Because
two.
that
I've
was
never
at a
seen
I've seen
The thing
all
about
of
it
them,
is
except
that
for the newest one.
we didn't come up with that idea, or we didn't say that that was a thing until a certain point. So I don't know which ones all have their.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I bet Jurassic Park was probably part of that original.
No, it was
Group.
later.
Oh, was it later?
No, but later when we decided to do that.
No, I'm talking about Jurassic Park.
Oh.
I bet it was part of the original batch that we threw in there.
1993 is when it came out.
Yay.
Nope, it's not.
Okay, cool. Because
there's
we
no-
might only do the first one.
Yeah, we only have the first one on here.
Oh, you don't want to do the second, third, and fourth, and
not really.
fifth, and
No. I'm definitely not doing the new sequels.
Dinosaurs shouldn't exist. We made them exist. They wreak havoc. Bad idea. There you go.
Learned our lesson.
The first one was
until the second one.
Yeah,
and then the third one.
Poor potty.
There are some good moments in the movie.
I have not seen Jurassic Park in a really long time, so this is gonna be.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. This might be one I watch with the kids.
Oh yeah, you have.
I'm not sure if they've even seen the original, like especially like Jackson. So he's like,
you remember the night vision goggles that they had?
They're barely night vision goggles.
Yeah.
They're literally goggles with like green lights around.
Yeah.
And we all wanted a pair so bad that we got it. And we're like,
what is this?
This
shit?
is stupid.
This is bullshit.
This is like glorified sunglasses. Like
you know,
actually
the only
blinding
toy
me.
to ever come out of a movie that was just as awesome in real life as it was in the movie was the Talk Boy.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a fucking recorder
from Home Alone. Yeah. Everybody wanted one of those. I
had one.
I think it was awesome.
I did. Chad did.
I begged for Christmas, and then the next year they came out with a Talk Girl. My mom was like, "Do you want that one?" I'm like, "Nope."
No. I got the Talk Boy. This one's awesome.
You remember the
Nintendo original?
You remember the Nintendo glove thing? I always wanted one.
Oh, the Power Glove?
Yeah, the Power Glove.
So bad.
I wanted it so bad.
That fucking the guy that played Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ended up being a fucking rapist.
Yeah.
What?
Like, yeah, he fucking went to prison for being a rapist.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people actually like that movie, The Wizard, but I enjoy that movie.
He loves it. I've only seen it once. He made me watch it. I don't remember it that well.
California. Yeah, he's like, I don't know. He's like he was autistic before autism was his thing, I guess.
I don't know. I thought it was boring.
Nah, his sister drowned. And then after she drowned, he just fucking like
became like this mute
closed,
or something. Closed down. And he likes blocks. I don't know. I was listening to Bad Movies Rule, and they were talking about one of the movies they did was The Wizard. And they were just talking about this kid just is obsessed with blocks. So let's throw him in a mental institute. Like he loves blocks. That's all he does is play with blocks. Throw him away. Toss him in a hospital. He's mentally unstable. Like you got a good point. Like what the fuck is wrong with their mom?
Like, we all just like okay, yeah.
And they got the most dysfunctional, fucked up family. Like whose mom is whose kid and whose kid is whose dad? Who's he the dad of? Like all of them? Then is their mom, like, is that all of their mom or just his mom? Like, they don't talk about it at all in the movie.
Maybe it's a cult.
Christian Slater, he was obsessed.
Got strings
going. Yeah, they stayed at the hotel or whatever. He stayed up all night, and then the fucking, like, Bo Bridges, he fucking did the same thing.
Yeah, he's up all night playing video games.
Level 30 and Ninja
and he's, like, moving. Like, you can obviously tell he's not playing the game because he's, like, doing this. Like, I'm almost there. I'm like, dude, you're not even, the TV's not even on.
That movie was an hour and a half long Nintendo commercial.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And then the big reveal at the end was Super Mario Brothers 3. Like, what the fuck? He found a secret passage which everybody knew about. Regardless.
Yes, I love it.
I've only seen it that one time.
It's a 2-hour-long nostalgia trip.
I don't think I can get past the first level of Ninja Turtles.
We can watch it together.
I'm getting them hyped up for it.
You can watch it.
All right, next week. Don't forget to check out them fucking socials and shit. And next week we're going to do Jurassic Park. Bum-ba-da-dun. I don't even know the fucking theme song.
Did you ever see that YouTube thing where they did the really bad version of the song? Like somebody playing a fucking recorder?
No.
Oh,
I'll
God.
find it.
Oh, don't
it's
fucking. Oh,
funny.
my God. Don't do it. It's,
it's
so fucking terrible.
It's so funny.
Don't do it.
Anyway, next week, Jurassic Park.
Do
we got some options for this one, too. We already did Jeff Goldblum, didn't we?
Yeah,
we already did.
We did.
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah, I'm
Yep,
pretty
right.
sure we did.
Yep.
Or The Fly. We did them up for The Fly, I think.
There's a few other good options in there to do, though.
Maybe Gina Davis. Maybe Jeff Goldblum was a fly and Gina Davis.
Yeah, it was one of there. Like they were one
or the other.
One or the other because we did both of them.
Yeah. So anyway, next week, Jurassic Park. Be there or be square, losers. Bye.
That don't look
goodbye.
right.